We're gonna have to wait for people to come in.
That's fine. Ooh, I'm shaking. Are we live?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Now we are.
Okay.
We are live.
Hello.
Okay, we're gonna have to wait. This was a unplanned live stream. But we'll wait. We'll just wait. We
We'll
have
just
time.
wait.
We'll just wait. We have time.
That's okay. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Really
Hi,
good now.
Wag. Hi, Half
Hello,
Pint.
guys.
We have a little special Monday night live stream for everyone who's interested in hearing. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Hello, Half Pint, Falling Star, Red Lotus, Dana, Cat, My Love of Crafts, Little Kelly, Little Miss Shut the Fuck Up, Patsy. I love saying that. Little Miss Shut the Fuck Up.
I love saying that too. She's awesome.
Okay, so we're just gonna hello
Hello,
everyone.
figure skating coach and Tammy, Nanny, Red Lotus. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. We have some very, very important information to share with you guys.
Yes, we do, and we are. We just need to put this out there. We are not the true crime community. We
But
are.
once again,
But once again, we're solving a crime.
we cracked another case, people. I think we're just going to become the true. That's it. We're starting our own actual true crime community.
Yes, I think
Not
so.
the true conspiracy community.
Yes, I think we're going to start a whole new community. The true conspiracy community. Oh boy. Yep. Oh shit is right. Oh
That's
my
right.
goodness.
Oh shit. That's right.
Dun dun
dun dun. Dun.
I wish I had sound effects right now.
What? That was a perfectly good sound effect.
I know.
I'll bring your sound effects.
No, but I wish I had like real sound effects all prepared for tonight. But like I said, it was kind of on the spur of the moment. So we're gonna wait a little bit longer.
Right, Marianne? Some shady fucks. Some shady. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to say that. Sorry. Shady people. Sorry, Diane.
That's all right.
Not even 3 minutes in.
That's all right. That's all right. We're gonna have to wean you off of that.
I have such a potty mouth. It's terrible. When Midwestern Mary, is that how you say that? Midwestern Mary. You know how when you say a word and it doesn't sound right in your mouth and you're like, is that how you say that word? Yes. Anyway, did another parody of us. I have the filthiest mouth. This is true.
Yeah, Wendy does. She has a bigger potty mouth than I do. I just think.
I really, really do. I really, really do. I just have a potty mouth, people. I don't know.
True crime, love true crime, objection. Well, look, we were just hanging around. We heard a few things. We saw a few things.
Yes, we were just moseying our way through YouTube, just stopping in here, stopping in there.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. Some things just didn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't fit. Some little mistakes were made. That kind of thing. And we're
well, and it kind of has been a theme today. It has been a theme today that, something bad happens and then boom, we're going to instantly blame somebody because we're 100% sure it's them and 100% has to be them because they're a man or they're a woman and therefore it has to be them.
Right.
And of course, that's not going to sit well with us because we don't believe that you should accuse people of stuff if you don't have a shred of evidence. It's not right.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying it's okay that anybody called Laura's children's school. I don't think that's okay. You know how I feel about that too. But I also don't think it's okay to start a mob, get everybody all stirred up and convinced that somebody did it when you have no evidence. It's not all right. I don't agree with that at all. But that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. I'm just in keeping with the theme of the day.
Yeah.
Hey, Jenna.
Brian around at work is being accused of a whole bunch of things today. And I mean, how much can a person take?
Right?
Being accused of things.
I just think it's unfair. You have no proof. You have no evidence of any of this. I understand you don't like him and that you know he doesn't like you, but that's it? That's all you have? That's not good enough for me. It's not. And it's not because I don't like Laura. It's not right that somebody calls her school, you know, especially if it was a false harassment type of thing. If that's what it was and that's what it comes down to, and it wasn't a genuine concern by another student or another parent or something, just for, you know, to harass somebody on YouTube, of course I don't agree with that. That's not all right.
Nope.
But it's not okay to accuse somebody if you have no evidence whatsoever. It's wrong. But again, that's not who we're here to talk about.
Nope.
No, that's not who we're here to talk about.
And I don't know if Brian is around or not. I don't know if he's still at work, but he definitely, if he wants to, he is more than welcome to be on this platform for this particular situation. Yeah. He's still at work? Okay. Well, yeah, it's not about, you know, analyzing typing in this situation. It's about people revealing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And while everybody's piling on accusing him, right? No one is paying attention to what's being said in the chat.
So we're just going to show you some things that we found kind of interesting. And you guys, you make up your own mind what you think. You know, we could be wrong, but we just thought it was interesting. And I think it's worth looking at. Definitely think it's worth looking at.
Yes, I think so too. I mean, look, it was right there. It was right there for us to grab and to look at, and then to realize, well, I think we should just show what we have.
Yeah, well, we're going to play a little bit of audio because it's important for us to play the audio. And this does fall under fair use.
Yes.
So don't even think about trying to strike because it falls under fair use.
Don't even.
We will be making commentary, and it is for the purposes of education. And I also want to make it clear that this isn't because we love Brian and we're just going to back him up no matter what thuggery he does. No, honey, that's not what this is either. But I will stand by an innocent person and not let them just be falsely accused because you can't stand them. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. So, hello, Christina's Journey. Hey, Vintage. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit audio for you real quick. For those of you who might have missed it, Ben had a live stream earlier this evening, and he received 3 phone calls. He revealed some information about those phone calls. One of them being that the person who showed up on the caller ID was T. Phillips. So I want you to remember that name, T. Phillips. Okay. And he gives the area code, I believe 952 or something like that. I'm not sure. He gave the area code out.
Yes.
Which is Minnesota, I believe.
Yes.
So that's the caller ID of the calls that came in. About a minute and a half later, Ben's dad comes into the room yelling that somebody named St. John has called complaining about Ben's activities online. So immediately, everybody jumps into Brian's harassing Ben's parents. Brian's such a this and a that, and he's horrible, and blah, blah, blah. And in fact, if you rewind the stream even further, we'll get to that more in a little bit. But if you rewind the stream even further, he's actually talking about Brian. So when the call comes in, he goes, oh, that must be Brian. He heard me talking about him. Right. So I want you to listen to what he says. OK, I'm going to play that for y'all. You ready? I'm going to play that for you guys right now. OK, hold on. Hopefully you guys can hear it. OK.
I'm not going to block you, Tawanda.
Hang on. Why isn't it going?
That's irrelevant, Tawanda, to this phone call. I'm sorry, but
hold on, it's on mute.
Irrelevant.
That scared me. Hold on just a second. Okay, so it's playing now. Sorry, guys.
You hear that? That might be Brian. He hears me talking. That'd be cool.
So you guys hear that?
I forgot we had a phone out here.
He's already blaming it on Brian.
Who the fuck is T. Phillips?
T. Phillips.
Do Do I know
Phillips.
we know a T. Phillips?
Do we know a T. Phillips? That's a good question. Do we know a T. Phillips?
See, Mom's not answering.
So then about a minute
He
later.
tried to call. He's going to remind them he didn't call, but it's harassment to suggest he may have.
Okay. I agree. It is harassment to suggest he may have. So about a minute later, Dad comes in. Let me see if I can scroll up to that part. Hold on.
God damn. Let's see who this is this time. T. Phillips.
Another call from T. Phillips.
952 number.
952. Did you hear that? We're not doxing anybody.
Hear me talking and trying.
We're not doxing anyone.
This is Ben's live. This is Ben.
I was going to say, Tony, you know when you made that comment about Brian wants to be the rooster? Were you thinking about his haircut when you said that?
Okay, I'm gonna scroll forward to when his dad comes in.
Yeah, we just got a call from somebody that's pissed about what you're saying about somebody.
Hang on,
St.
man.
John or something.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
And then he goes mute. He mutes the stream. Okay, so did you guys understand what just happened there? He gets 2 phone calls. He says the name T. Phillips because that's the name that's showing up on the caller ID. He also says the area code. Okay, Mello, that's a very good question. Who is T. Phillips? Okay, so we don't know. We don't know who that is. But then something happens in the chat. And I want you guys to look at this because I think it's important.
Okay, you need to screen share, right?
I am going to screen share right now. Let me pull this up real quick.
We're going to screen share right
Screen
now.
share.
I know some people are probably confused, but we'll explain it all so that you are not. Okay.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull the chat up on my phone in case anyone's talking. Okay, so this is right after this happens, okay? Tawny, who's highlighted in yellow, says, T. Phillips, huh? Because she knows that that's who Brian said was the caller ID. So she comments on it. Look at this reaction. Trisha, not Trish, says, Tawny, what the fuck? Notice how nobody else is talking about T. Phillips, by the way. Trisha says, Tawny C, do I have a fucking problem? I think she means you. See how she corrects it right below that? Do you have a fucking problem? Tawny has no idea. What are you talking about? Like, why are you so bothered? What's going on? T. Phillips, Trisha's not happy about this. Not happy about this at all. Tawny C says, what are you talking about, Trisha? Still doesn't get it. And notice again, nobody in the chat's talking about T. Phillips except for Trisha. T. Phillips, Trisha says. Trisha says, fucking bitch. I wonder why she's so mad. Damn. Then poor Samara, or Samara, I'm not sure how to say her name, forgive me. Trisha, I think you read Tawny's text wrong. Because obviously you're bothered. Trisha says, Samara, no, I didn't. She is quite bothered. Hey, Sean the Brit. She is quite bothered by this. We thought that was interesting. Why would she be so bothered? Now, remember, Trisha is the one who says that Brian rode a bike by her home. She doesn't like Brian. She's been after Brian for a long time. So
they have a long history. Didn't she, call his job or something or whatever?
I don't know. Somebody said that she got him fired from a job. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe Brian can help us understand more about their history. I don't know. But then we find out, my love of crafts, is Trisha's last name Phillips? That is a very good question. That is a very, very good question. And I don't know because I don't look people up, so I have no idea. But according to Brian, that is her last name. Her last name is Phillips, which might explain why she's so bothered that Tawny brings it up. She doesn't realize that that's the name that showed up on her caller ID. And do you know why she doesn't realize that? Because while the phone is ringing, she's nowhere to be found in the chat.
Yes. How long after the phone call did she appear?
About 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So she missed the part where Ben said, T. Phillips, who's T. Phillips? And gave the area code. She missed all that. She missed it because she was on the phone calling Ben, pretending to be Brian.
Because, and let's remember, Brian's and Ben's father said it was a female. He said it was a female.
Yes.
Ben's
dad said it was a female voice claiming to be St. John. And then somebody showed me this earlier, right after. This is, oh, sorry, this is so big. Let me make this smaller. This is before the phone call, about 10 minutes or so, maybe 5 minutes. Look at what Trish is commenting in the chat. So she's in the chat before and after the call. Look what she says here at 15:58. Yeah, I'm going to call you now. I'm going to call you now. 5 minutes later, the phone rings. Supposedly Brian St. John. On the caller ID is the name T. Phillips, which is Trish's last name. So does this mean that Ben and Trisha set Brian up?
Sounds like it.
Did they plan this?
Sounds like it.
I'm just asking what you guys think. Trying to set Brian up because you hate him so much, but you didn't think about the caller ID, did ya? That sucks. That really, really sucks, dude. I'm sorry. That's a rookie mistake. I bet you won't do that again. Trying to set Brian up. Yeah, I'm going to call you now, she says, 15:58. Phone calls start coming in around 20 minutes.
Well, didn't he say something also on his live to Trisha that, do you want me to call you, or didn't he say that on his live?
I don't know. But why would she say, yeah, I'm going to call you now when he's on a live stream? Why would that happen? That doesn't make any sense. Why would she do that? So I don't know, guys. This is just the information we had. We wanted to make sure we shared it because it's important that we be honest. It's not a good idea to try to set up people on the internet. It's certainly not a good idea to use your real phone when you're making crank calls, Trisha, not Trish. That's not a good idea. Because now look what happened. Now everybody knows that you're an asshole.
No, this is not, I don't think it has anything to do with the Ted Bundy troll account. I don't know who that is, and I don't really care. This is not about that. This is about this setup.
Well, they're mad at him because Brian did blame that on Ben with no evidence that I've seen, which is not okay. Brian, that's not okay to do that. You don't blame things on people when you don't have evidence. You get your evidence and then you bust them out. Exhibit A. So what do you guys think?
Yes, what does everyone think? And is anyone still confused? That's right, it's Cagney and Lacey again. We're at it again.
At it again.
What the true crime community doesn't know, way before we met you guys, we were called Cagney and Lacey. I changed it, but it used to be on, if you went back to my old live streams, you would see it, Cagney and Lacey. That's what we called ourselves. And we didn't even know about the true crime community yet.
No, we did not. We did not know about the true conspiracy community. I don't know what to say. This is very unfortunate. So, Trisha, if you want to take a link and come up and explain what we're seeing here, that would be fine.
Yep, that would be Absolutely
According
fine.
to Ben, your name is the one that showed up on the caller ID. We didn't do that. That's what he said.
I
He
mean,
said T. Phillips. Do we know who T. Phillips is? Who's T. Phillips? And then gave your area code. That's really, really unfortunate. Because as we speak, I think they're blaming Brian still. They're blaming Brian for calling the school, again, with no evidence. They're blaming Brian for harassing Ben's parents with made up fake evidence because you don't like him.
Setup.
It's a setup. It's a setup.
So does anyone here not understand what we talked about? Did anyone miss the beginning? Is anyone in here confused as to what we're talking about? And Wendy for doing this for Brian. Well, listen, I don't like, I've said this a million times. I don't agree with everything that Brian does. I do not stand behind everything that he does, but I don't like people being accused of something just because the crowd, in the chat starts saying it. Oh yeah, he said he was going to do this or he did that or whatever. You have to have evidence before you accuse someone of doing something. Show the evidence and then do it. But if you have no evidence, you just can't go out there and say, oh, yes, he's harassing poor Ben's parents.
So Thank You Next says, the dad did not say that Brian St. John was calling. Please explain this part. Yes, he did. The dad came in and said, I just got a call from somebody complaining about what you're doing on the internet. Name St. John. That's what the dad said. That's what dad said. Thank you. Next. So whoever called, this T. Phillips person, whoever called, gave that name to dad, I'm assuming, because they hate him that much. They're all shady as you can get, every last one of them. Simon, I hear you. I watched Ben for the first time tonight. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Well, good. I'm glad that you understand what's happening. I tried to play the clip of of Ben in the beginning, getting the phone call, putting the name out there, putting the area code out there. Of course, Trisha didn't hear that part. She's not in the chat during that time. She's there before, though, so she's there. She disappears while the phone calls are happening. She comes back right after the phone calls, doesn't understand why Tawny makes this comment. T. Phillips, huh? She doesn't understand. Why would Tawny make that comment? She starts to get mad. Dang it. Sorry, guys. Hang on.
Wait a minute. Thank You Next is saying, no, he didn't say Brian was calling. I'm trying to get you to explain it was only about Brian, not that Brian was calling. Well, yeah.
But Ben, okay, all I know is what Ben came back with was that Brian called his parents. That's what Ben came back with. I don't know exactly what dad was told on the phone, honestly, because I didn't hear that conversation. So then Tawny writes, T. Phillips, huh? And everybody else is so mad. Oh, my FG. He's such a loser. What a douche canoe. He called his parents. Lame. Come see me, Brian, you bitch. Trisha is not thinking about that at all. She's like, Tawny, what the fuck? Here's Samara. Somebody needs to lock that man up. Tawny's trying to calm Ben down and fight Trish off. She has no idea why Trish is so upset. Do you have a problem? Do you have a fucking problem? Poor Tawny's like, what are you talking about, Trisha? Has no idea. Here's Samara again. Ben's dad said it was Brian St. John. Trisha says, T. Phillips? Tawny says, what are you talking about, Trisha? Still has no idea. It's not put it together at all. Samara says, Ben's dad said it was St. John. Again, T. Phillips. Oh, is he talking to his parents? Here's Trisha, pissed as hell. Fucking bitch, she says. She's mad. Why would she be so mad? What is it about the name T. Phillips that's bothering her so much? Aha, come to find out, that's her name. That's her name. So poor Samara jumps in. Trisha, I think you read Tawny's text wrong. Here's everybody mad at Brian. BSJ can kiss my rear end. Leave Ben alone. Here's Nenny. He can't handle little old Ben. Trisha says, Samara, no, I didn't. I didn't read her text wrong. I know exactly what it says. It says my name. Because I'm the one who made that call. I'm the one pretending to be Brian or make some complaint on behalf of Brian, whatever, knowing full well that Ben, so you either planned this with Ben or you're setting Ben up. Which is it? Because Ben is going to take that information and run with it, which he did. He ran with it and got everybody all in a frenzy to protect him against big bad Brian St. John. So did you know he was going to do that? Did you plan this with him? Or did you set him up knowing you could take advantage of him? Because he does have temper issues. Did you do that on purpose, Trisha? I have questions for you, girl. I have questions for you, Trisha. Where are you, hun? Come in here, take a link.
And
Shady
Cassandra,
ass
how do you
coward.
know that her last name is not Phillips?
Brian said it was Phillips.
Yes, Brian said it.
Brian told us it was Phillips. I don't know if that's her last name or not. That's what Brian said. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not her last name. I don't know why she's so bothered by Tawny calling out the name T. Phillips. Trisha doesn't realize her name popped up on caller ID. She doesn't realize this because she's not in chat, but on the phone. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. That's exactly what happened. I'll read it again. Trisha doesn't realize her name popped up on caller ID. She doesn't realize this because she's not in the chat, but on the phone. Brian will be here soon. Okay, thanks, Marianne. Trisha is Trisha, not Trish. She has a long history with Brian. Brian rode by her house on his bike, which is weird and creepy. I'd be bothered by that too, not going to lie. But she has a long history with going back and forth with Brian. She doesn't like him. She hates him, I guess. I don't know all of their history. Apparently, I heard, I don't know if this is true, that she called his job and got him either fired or punished at work. I don't know if that part is true. When Brian gets here, I am biased, Wits. I am biased. I'm biased for the truth. I am biased. If you would like to give me another way to look at this information, I'd be happy to see it. Trisha says she didn't do it. Okay. Well, fair enough.
But Brian didn't do it. How about that?
We know Brian didn't do it. And we know that the name on the caller ID came up T. Phillips. We know that. So maybe somebody's setting her up. I don't know. I hope not. That'd be shady too.
We did do our research before going live, Cassandra. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come live.
This is all research. What are you talking about? Yes, we did research. This is it. We're showing you the results of our research. Do you think I'm going to go dig into this woman's life and try to get her last name? No, I'm not ever going to do that. Brian is the one who said her last name is Phillips. I have no idea if that's true.
Can you address what Brian started this morning on his stream, please? What Brian said.
I didn't watch Brian's stream this morning,
Yeah,
so I can't address that. But if he comes up on panel, maybe he can address that. I'm not saying that Brian doesn't do things that aren't okay. I know that he does. I know that he does. But you try to set people up like this, it's going to blow up in your face every time. Stop doing this kind of shit, people.
Yeah, we know that's still loading. We know that that he said that.
Cassandra, I'm not going to look into somebody's real life. I don't believe in doing that. So I'm giving you the information that I have. Now, Brian will come up on panel and he'll tell you the information he has. But I'm not going to dox people, go into their real life, hunt them down, dig into people's personal private information. I don't do that, Cassandra. Hello, Miss Evelyn. It is a little late for school night. It's true.
You just say Brian knows T. Phillips. Of course he does.
I agree, Karen. Somebody is going to get hurt one day. This is weird behavior. I agree.
Now they're calling you a liar, Wendy. Who's calling her a liar?
Where, Ash? Who's calling me a liar?
Who's calling her a liar? The truth is talking shit on Wendy. Oh, well.
Well, let her. I mean, that's fine.
We're not going after her. Why does she care? Why does she care?
Because she doesn't like it that we're not
going after Brian?
We're going after Brian. Yeah. She wants us to dig at Brian. And here's the thing. I can dig at Brian for things that Brian's actually done. I'm not going to dig at Brian for shit y'all made up. I'm not going to do it.
Here. Okay, Brian's here. I'm going to drop the link for you. Brian. Come on up. Because Brian did not make the phone call. They're saying that Brian did it. We're saying he didn't. T. Phillips is Ben's mod. Okay, well, you need to come up here and you need to explain it all to us.
Please. Yeah. Do I have something wrong? Who are you talking to, Diane?
Brian.
Oh, yeah. Brian, come on up, please. Help us out here. Cause this is, I don't have all of the information, obviously. I'm sure you know more about this than I do. So please come up.
Because Wendy said that Ben's dad said it was Brian St. John, but it's
Did he not say that? Maybe I have it wrong, and I'm so sorry if I have that wrong. I thought that he came in and said that it was Brian St. John. So maybe I have that part wrong. Help me understand what part I have wrong, please. Brian's backstage.
Okay, he's here now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Is that Ben?
That's Ben.
Hey, is Lord going live?
Hang on. That's Ben's. That's Ben's.
Dad's on the internet's doing screenshots and stuff.
Oh, you're playing his live stream.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Okay, mute.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
I was just trying to make sure. T. Phillips. Hang on. I don't know what's happening. T. Phillips is actually Trisha Phillips. I've got her Facebook profile. That's Trisha, not Trish. The 937 area code that Ben's has, it would probably be her number since she was from the Dayton area. They said they didn't answer the call. That means that she's probably just trying to call Ben.
No, they did answer the call, Brian. And then within 30 seconds, Dad came in saying that call was a complaint about you.
Oh, okay.
Or that it was, and what it turned into. Now, I don't know what was actually told to Dad, but what it turned into was you're harassing Ben's parents, that you called Ben's parents and you're harassing Ben's parents.
I absolutely have not called Ben's parents.
Right.
Absolutely have not. I've been at work all day.
Right.
People have been calling me. I just walked in the door.
Yeah.
People have been calling me, let me know what's going on. I've sent several videos to people that know that I was on the job site. I only have my cell phone with me. Ben says it was a 937 area code and the number. I challenged Ben to put that number up because Republican Ash has my personal cell phone number. And if that matches, I give permission for Republican Ash to say so. I have not called Ben's dad. I did not call Laura's school. I've been working all day long.
Yeah.
And I haven't done any of this. Now, had I called Ben's dad, I would be the first to say that I did because I've done it before. I have told people when I do something, I will say so. I had a talk with Vinny G today about maybe informing his parents of what he's doing to help him. He suggested that I shouldn't, and I left it at that. I'm not going to call Ben's parents. I haven't called Laura's school. These people are just trying to they're just making shit up. Now, if I was to do something, everybody knows that in the past I own it. If I had called Ben's dad, I would have said so. But Ben says he's got the 937 area code.
I don't think it's 2. Yeah, it's 952. I don't think it's 937.
I thought I heard him say 937. But T. Phillips is his mod. And I've got a video coming up. I've got a video that's going to load that shows her Facebook page, her picture, and it compares it with her Trisha, not Trish. It's the same picture, the name T. Phillips.
So it is her then. Trisha, not Trish, is T. Phillips. That's why she's losing her mind that Tawny brought this up.
Yeah.
Tawny says, T. Phillips, huh? And Trisha starts losing her mind.
Right.
And she doesn't realize that Ben is the one who gave that information out. She doesn't even realize that because she's not in the room. She's trying to call him. She's on the phone making phone calls to him.
Right. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's I have look, if I was to call Ben's parents, I have no shame in saying that I did that if I did it. But I haven't.
Okay, well, I'm going to go on the record as saying I don't like the idea of you doxing her, but I understand what you're doing.
I didn't dox her.
No. Wait, if you're going to like put up her Facebook and do all that stuff.
Well, no, I don't. I honestly don't think that a Facebook page is doxing. If you don't want me to, I won't put it up. But I'm just saying I can show that T. Phillips is actually Trisha Phillips. I can show that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's doxing because it shows her in a Dayton. The Facebook is from 2012, and it shows her living in Dayton, and she doesn't live in Dayton anymore.
Right. 952 is a Minnesota area code, and that is the area code he gave out. He said and then the dad did say that it was a female voice.
Yeah.
But he came in and said, I just got a call from someone pissed because what you're doing on the internet named St. John or something. That's what he said. I can play the clip for you. You want me to play the clip for you?
If you'd like to,
Sure. Yeah, let me play it for you again. I'll play it because I want you to know what happened.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys doing this.
Of course.
Because they were ready to, hang you.
Okay, here's the call.
Brian hears me talking.
So interesting, right? So the phone rings. He supposedly doesn't even know who's on the call, right? But he already assumes it's you. That's weird to me. But anyway, I will keep playing. Hold on.
I forgot we had a phone out here. And the old shit. Who the fuck is T. Phillips? Do we know a T. Phillips?
Sure do.
I don't know. Do we know a T. Phillips?
He does.
See? And so he says, Mom's not answering. But then they're going to call right back.
They're going to call. He's going to call to remind them he didn't call, but it's harassment to suggest he may have.
And I agree. It is harassment to suggest that you may have because you didn't. Okay, so I'm going to go forward a little more. So the phone rings again. Hang on. Here it is again. Next call.
T. Phillips.
T. Phillips again.
952.
952 area code.
Well, she lives somewhere in West Virginia.
Hear me talking and try and call.
Well, I don't know I have no idea. That part I don't.
Tony,
I don't want to know where she lives.
That comment about Brian wants to be the rooster.
Okay, so then right after that is when Dad comes in. So let me forward to that. Let me forward to that. Not even 2 minutes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know if.
I noticed he muted.
So hold on. Here it is. Here it is, right here.
Man, yeah, we just got a call from somebody that's pissed about what you're saying about somebody.
Hang on,
St. John or something.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
Okay, what it sounds like to me is his dad got a call from somebody that's a female that is pissed off about the way Ben is talking about me.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
I haven't sent anyone to call Ben's house. I haven't called his house. I had no plan to call his house.
So it could be that Trisha is calling Ben's house to complain to his parents about you.
I have no idea. It could be somebody that knows me that doesn't like Ben talking about me that I have nothing to do with, to be honest.
Well, it's a T. Phillips. That's what we know. It's T. Phillips.
Well, I could show.
And if you look earlier in the stream, about 5 minutes before this happens, Trisha writes in the chat, yeah, I'm going to call you now. And she's talking to Ben.
That's the end of that.
So did they set this up?
Well, no.
Ben, but here's the thing, though. Ben runs with the story that you're the one harassing his parents.
Well,
so she's either setting him up.
Or it's not harassment at all. It's just Trisha trying to call him. She's his mod. They didn't answer the phone. And maybe his dad's in his 70s. He may have misunderstood what was being said. So I think that Ben just ran with the narrative without doing the research into it, because I've been sending screenshots and videos all day where I've been at work to someone else, so I can verify that I've been on a job outside of town. I had no interest in calling his parents for any reason. I thought about it, but I talked to Vinny. You can see the live. Vinny gave me some good insight on just leave it alone, because basically Ben's like a lost cause. We shouldn't waste our time on Ben. And I took that advice. I did consider it, and I asked earlier, do you think his parents should know, that he's doing this? And Vinny's advice was no, to leave that alone. And Vinny gives good advice. I don't know how well you guys know him, but he gives good advice, and I took that into consideration. And I didn't call, nor did I. Laura accused me. I know you guys aren't supposed to talk about her, but she did accuse me of calling her child's school today as well while I was at work.
Right.
And that's it. And then yesterday I got accused of making this Ted Bundy profile, and that made nasty comments about the pictures I put up with my kids on my community post. But K Smalls caught that URL. I don't know how to do that. I honestly don't know how to track down a URL to see if it's got any other names behind it. But none of this has been stuff that I've done. None of it. That's the fact.
And I guess that's the point. Like whether this was an attempted setup or she just wanted to call Ben, I don't know why, in the middle of his live stream and complain to his parents about you. I don't know why she would do that, but maybe she wanted to do that. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. Did Ben show the caller ID? No, he did not. He said the name and the area code a couple of times. That's all he did.
Yeah. Well,
wouldn't his mod ask to speak with Ben and not tell that to his dad? None of that makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that she would call his dad to complain about you in the middle of his live stream. Why would she do that? She's modding for him at the moment. She wouldn't leave that.
I could tell you,
but that's just me. Maybe I don't know her.
Well, I could tell you, and I'll tell you who Tricia is, and I've known her for a long time. She used to live here in Dayton, and she was involved with my son's case. She's pretty much a Ferguson family member. Tricia tried to befriend my wife, Nicole, who's sitting right back here behind her. She told her that she worked with disabled people and that she wanted to be her friend. And they started talking on the phone and on Facebook, right? And what she was actually doing was trying to gather information to run back and tell the Ferguson family for the court case. She admits to all of this. She started the Lion St. Yawn page, which put up pictures of my son as a baby, which put up pictures of my mother and made jokes about my dead mother, saying that she should have aborted me. They harassed the hell out of me. And yes, I did go back at them. I honestly did go back at them, and I shouldn't have.
So you and this Trisha person have a long, ugly history.
She's what I'm gathering. Yes, this I've met her through through my son's case. That's where I met her, and she's friends with that family, real close friends with that family, with people that sat on the stand, and they just don't like the fact that in the beginning, I was stood for my son as being innocent until he was proven guilty, and I stood up for my son, and I believed that he was innocent until they proved him guilty. And as soon as they proved him guilty, and I was convinced that he was guilty, then I said, okay, he's guilty. But while he was telling me he didn't do this, I went with that, and I was, there was someone else in the house. But this all stems from that case. People are not letting me go on about my life. They want to hold me accountable for what my son did. They want to hold me accountable for when I stood up for his innocence, because before you are proven guilty in a court of law, you actually are innocent. And when my son was telling me he didn't do this, I was inclined to believe that until someone proved otherwise. So I stuck up for him. That's all it stems from. That's all that Tracy Monet stems from that case. These people are just not letting me go on with my life. They want to hold me accountable for something my son did. They want to hold me accountable for standing behind my son no matter what he's done.
Yeah.
They don't like that I go see him. They make jokes that I send him money, but that's my son and I love him. I don't love what he did.
I know.
I don't love what he did. And they don't know the private conversations that I have with my son. I have actually told him, don't you play that innocent shit with me because I don't want to fucking hear it. They don't know this stuff. I'm the only one in the family that has checked him. Like, you need to admit to this. I am the only one who's done that.
Brian, I can't even imagine, to be honest. I can't even imagine. There was somebody had said earlier that she did something with a job of yours. Did she harass you at work or get you fired or something? Or is that a rumor?
They kept calling my work and sending emails to my work, but the emails were saying that I was harassing people on the internet, but they never sent video. They had it was fake emails. There was no real name to back it up to. But Trisha admitted that she did call my job and try to get me fired. Yeah.
Wow.
She admitted that. And if she tries to deny that, I have the recording. I put the recording up of the person who actually called it, and I've got all the emails. I mean, I could prove it that she actually did try to, that she actually did. The reason that they didn't, they considered terminating me for a moment, just for a moment. I almost lost my job over this. But when they said that I'm out here harassing people, blah, 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 my point was, if I'm really doing this, they have sent you no proof. I said, if I'm really doing this, why are they emailing and calling my work when they should be emailing and calling the local police department? I said, doesn't that tell you that they're harassing me? Because they said that they were going to go to all of our accounts and have us shut down and everything else. They were harassing me. So my work didn't buy it. My work simply didn't buy it. And we're there now. They've got it set up that when people call in, they can track the number. And if any complaint comes in that doesn't have a real name attached to it, they're just going to throw it out. Luckily, I have a great work record with them. Luckily, I have an excellent where they knew I was going through this trial with my son. And I told them, I said, this just stems from people from that trial. And they considered it for a moment, for a short moment. I almost lost my job over it, but I didn't.
The thing is, what happened today about when Ben, was live and said, oh, that might be Brian calling and whatever. The point is, immediately everyone started calling Brian out for, being a douchebag and all this other stuff, for calling Ben's house when they had no proof. I don't care if they were just hypothetically saying or not. It was in the chat. You can't just automatically accuse someone of doing something if you have no evidence. This is the fucking true crime community. What's wrong with you all?
Right. And I think they're trying to give me a little backlash because when that Ted Bundy video came up, or the Ted Bundy comments came under my son, I told people, I said, I believe that's Ben. I said, that's my opinion, that's Ben that made that account. And people were telling me, you can't accuse him of that. I said, well, I'm just telling you, from his past experience, past behavior, that I believe that is Ben. I have the right to believe that. And I also said that I can't prove it. I can't prove that that's Ben, but I believe that it was Ben. That's how you. I lightweight accused him, but I also made it clear that I could not prove that was Ben. But I just think it was. I'm not stupid. He comes under my comment and makes little dumb comments in fake names all the time to me and other people.
Yeah. Ash said, that she believes that they're setting him up or setting this side up, because that was said, this side. I'm going to just say this for the record. I am so tired of hearing that bullshit. That side. I am on no side. Wendy is on no side. We don't have a side. You have to stop doing that. That is, it must have been someone from that side who did it. Yeah. And if I find out it's from that side, come on. This is really ridiculous.
Well, I like now. Purple Rain says, she goes, maybe if I didn't have a history of it. She's talking about where I called Justin Katz's mother, and it actually helped him. I do have a history of that, but I also have a history of telling you I did it and saying this is what I did. I'm transparent on here. If I'm going to make a call to somebody, I'll put it up there. I'm not afraid to say this is what I did, because if I do something, it's because I believe that it's the right thing to do. Now I do have a history of it. So if you're going to use the history of it against me, Purple Rain, you also have to realize that I have a history of either playing the call or telling you I did it. Because I'm transparent here. I'm not a fake, phony person. I'm not. I don't do sneaky behind. I don't like to do behind the scenes. If I'm going to tell someone off, I like them to know that it's me. I don't play I don't have any troll accounts. I don't do that. I would rather. That's why my name is on my YouTube is my name. My name on my Facebook is my name. I have the Skittlepox account, but everybody knows that's me because I show myself. I put my phone number out there all the time. My email out there. I am transparent when it comes to, yeah, I did that. I'll admit it. But this I didn't do. I didn't make the troll account. I didn't call Laura school. Now I see Kiki was accused of that too. I'm not trying to set Ben up. See, the thing about setting Ben up is if we don't talk about him and we leave him alone, he'll do it himself. He has every week for the last months. It's either whether it's cracking on Benny's or Vinny's stroke, or making comments about Mandy and the suicide in her life, making comments about 12-year-old girls being raped by their father. I mean, Ben he's done it. So if I would have just left him alone, he would have done it himself. It's not worth me going out of my way to set Ben up when we all know that he does something different every other week. He apologizes every other week for something he's done, you know. And I really appreciate you guys doing this because it's really been stressing me out since they started with this Ted Bundy. They're trying to accuse me of putting up pictures of my daughters and saying, oh, they're so easy to gut while they're sleeping. They're trying to make me look like a sick individual, and I'm not. I'm an asshole. I got a smart mouth, but I'm not a sick person. I could not look at a picture and type something like that about my own damn kid. I couldn't do that.
Listen, Brian, it's everybody's prerogative to put their kids' pictures wherever they want. Do I think it's dangerous to put kids' pictures on YouTube community page where a lot of people can see it? I personally wouldn't put my kids' pictures only because there's a bunch of weirdos out there, and that's why it's so important if you have a Facebook page and where you're showing your family's pictures to shut it down, private it.
I understand that. But I also understand, you know, we take our kids out to eat, we take them to concerts, we take them to shopping, and there's perverts everywhere. But I don't want to overprotect. You know, I'm really proud of my kids, and I want to show them off. And I understand there's always going to be that creep. And I also know that if there's a picture out there, that there's somebody that's looking at it inappropriately. I understand that. Yeah. But I don't want to be held hostage of that because, you know, I'm a family guy. I'm really proud of my girls. I'm proud of my family. And I can't help that there's sick people out there, you know.
I know that, but you do know that YouTube is cracking down on family channels, family bloggers. They have to be able to tell YouTube now: are you doing adult content? Are you doing children's content? Right. There's going to be, you know, children can't even have channels anymore. Big changes are happening because of all the predators on YouTube.
Well, they have predators that look at videos with children in them, and they lock them in on certain, you know, spots where they can get what they would call a shot, and then they'll give the number under the video. So to other predators that can get that, I found out that YouTube is trying to crack down on it that way, because they, you know, like if a kid's on a slide or something and they're coming down and there's like they consider it a shot. Yeah, these predators will go under that video and put the number where you can go exactly to, so other predators can see it. Mm-hmm. And that YouTube is definitely going to crack down on that. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was listening to a family blogger actually talking to their YouTube manager, and the YouTube manager was explaining exactly what can happen if you don't fix your channel, then you won't be monetized. You have to decide if you're going to be catering to adults in your family blogs, but if you're not going to be, you're not going to be monetized. Yeah. So they're making it very, very strict.
Yeah. And I just really appreciate you guys doing this.
Well, I hated that people were automatically blaming you for making that phone call. I mean, how do people just jump on that bandwagon of accusing someone if they don't have proof? They don't have evidence. This is the true crime community.
Mm-hmm. No,
show the evidence.
Well, you know, I can honestly say that from what I've seen of it and what you guys have shown, that Ben may have jumped to conclusions. I think that it was just a mistake, but he did jump to conclusions, and the chat jumped to conclusions with him. But the bottom line, from what I see, is that his mom was trying to call him, and she didn't get through. And she may have been saying, well, Brian St. John's saying this. Is Brian St. John saying that? And the dad may have misunderstood that. But if I were to call his dad, this is how it would go if I were ever going to do it, which I'm not. I would say, are you aware of some of the things that your son is saying in your house, you know, on the internet to females and people that are suffering from strokes, you know, and I would offer them some kind of proof and say, you know, I would say, I think that maybe you should talk to him about that. That's how it would go if I were to do it. That's the way it went with Justin Katz. And I believe his mother helped him. I believe that worked out well for me. She offered me, she said, thank you. She thanked me and said, you know, we didn't raise him like this. And she thanked me. And she said, if you need to call back, call back. And I did. She's a nice person. You know, and they make it like I called her to harass her. I didn't. I thought he needed some help from somebody that loved him from somebody that cared, not from somebody saying, "You go, Justin. You say this about women. You say that you this." I don't know if you guys realize the stuff that he was saying, but he had people encourage him, and I don't think he needed that. And I think that it worked out well. Sometimes people do need an intervention from people that love them. Yeah, so that's why I called Justin's dad, my mom. And she helped him. She removed him. That's why he left, because he was out of control. And I think it helped him more than it hurt him. Really, to be honest with you. A lot of people say when she thanked me. When she thanked me, that was all the validation that I needed. I don't care what anybody else says about me calling there. She thanked me. Because she loves her son and she doesn't want him acting that way. And I know how you guys feel about that. And as far as the Trisha Phillips thing, I could put it up on my channel. I wouldn't consider putting up her Facebook page as doxing her, though. I don't think. Do you think that's doxing her, Diane or Wendy?
Well, I don't even know if that's necessary to do.
Right.
She hasn't. Listen, she's not like she's going to come over here and say, no, I didn't call. I didn't make a phone call to Ben. I was part of a setup or whatever. She's not going to come over here because they're calling us hypocrites over there. That's all.
What they're saying, Diane, what they're saying is that we are, we're so smart. We think we've cracked this case that Ben and her worked together and tried to set up Brian. We have no idea if they worked together. That's one possible theory. It's also possible that Trisha just decided because she hates Brian that she wanted to call herself. I don't know. I can't speak to that. What I do know is that Ben said the call came from someone named T. Phillips.
He said
that's all I know. That's Ben's words.
He said it several times.
And that Trisha had a horrible, very strong reaction to that information that she didn't know about because she was on the phone.
And then
she wasn't in the stream. She didn't hear it.
And you also have her stating that she was going to call him soon.
And again,
yes. And if she said, okay, and if her saying that she was going to call him, if she's saying that was a joke now, okay, fine, so be it. Explain how your name came up on the phone.
Yeah.
Explain how your name came up in the caller ID. Explain that. Stop trying to deflect onto extraneous pieces of information. I don't care about that. I'm looking at all of the evidence. Your name came up in the caller ID. How?
Yeah.
Why? Why did that happen?
Thank you for loading, and thank you, Midwestern Mary.
What was it? A 952 area code?
Yes.
It was. Yeah, it was Minnesota. Let me look it up. Let me look it up again. Hold on. What it was?
But the point is, let me just say
952. Yes, 952.
This is not about Laura. This is about Brian.
They keep trying to make it about Laura. We don't care about Laura. Listen, I don't. I don't care. Laura's trying to say that she didn't accuse Brian of calling the school. Yes, she did.
Yes.
She did go listen to her own streams. She said also, she did also say that it could have been Kiki. She also said that it, could have been a student. I believe that was the first thing she said, that it was another parent or another student.
Anyone from the side.
Or it could have been anybody. Right. She has said many things, but she said several times, if it's a man, I know it's Brian. If it's a woman, I know it's Kiki. She said that several times. Do we really need to pull clips? I'm really tired of chasing Laura down.
Do I need to go?
Laura needs to start remembering the shit she says. I'm tired of policing her. I don't want to. I don't like her. Yeah. I don't want to listen to her. Her voice makes my ears bleed. I don't enjoy her.
How do we know?
It's about Brian and being falsely accused of shit.
Thank you. How do we know that anyone called Laura school?
Well, she got a call from the school resource officer or the police. I'm not sure which one, stating that an anonymous tip had been given to the school. Thank you, Marianne. Anonymous tip had been given to the school that her son, because of the breakup, was upset and they were concerned about his mental health or well-being, etc. So, and protocol for that is to call the families. So the girlfriend's families were called. Her, she was obviously called. So she gets off the phone and she's, wow, of course, making the.
She says someone made the call. She says we have to trust that Laura is telling the truth.
Well, we heard her talking to the police officer.
I believe that she got the call, but it wasn't until the people in the chat started saying Brian. She didn't even go there. She just it was somebody, you know.
That's
Maybe
exactly what happened. The
It
people in
was
the chat
in the chat got her
said it
mind.
was you, and then also said it was Kiki. And so her, you know, where I thought she ended was, you know, if it's a woman, she's going to find out tomorrow whether it was a man or a woman. And if it was a man, it's you. And if it was a woman, it's Kiki. All ridiculous, based on no evidence whatsoever.
I'm gonna tell you what. If Laura comes back out here and says that it was a man, I am going to call that school, and I am going to tell them what's going on, because I don't want my name in it, because I didn't make any call. I didn't give any anonymous description of her child's health. So if I have to, I will call that school safety officer and tell them who I am.
And see, this is the part that I hate, because I understand that you need to defend yourself and you have every right to defend yourself, but I hate this going into real life shit. I can't stand it. That's not okay. It's not okay for this stuff to be happening. It's not okay for you to be falsely accused with no evidence whatsoever other than a vendetta that these people clearly have. That's not okay. It's not okay for Laura to be Laura's kids to be, subject to harassment at school, and Laura to be, people to be making false claims against her,
You're right.
at school. That's not okay either. Like, this stuff is not okay. Someone is going to get hurt. Like, that's when this is going to end. When someone finally dies or goes to jail or gets their kids taken away or some terrible shit happens. That's when this finally is going to end, I guess, because we just can't have nice things. Honestly, like, this is it. We don't know how to play in the sandbox. Everybody has to, start shitting all over the floor. Right. And that's when it becomes a disaster. That's
right.
What's going to happen.
I would understand that a school safety officer, if they're getting an anonymous tip, their next step would be, as a mandated reporter, to call the local children's services in their county with that. Because
Red Lotus.
Wouldn't that be true if he got an anonymous tip and he's a mandated reporter? Would a safety officer be a mandated reporter for a school?
Yes.
So he would have to turn that over to human resources there if he got that anonymous tip.
But it wasn't. Here's the thing: it wasn't a bad call. It wasn't.
He just wanted to check, make sure he was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad call because they found out they knew about the breakup. So because the breakup was discussed on YouTube, automatically it goes to, it has to be somebody, or it's probably someone from YouTube that did it. Well, no. Why can't it be just somebody in the community, a friend that knew about the breakup, was concerned? Thank you, little lady.
That's possible, that because I don't know how he's I don't even know. I don't know how he's handling it.
I don't know either, but that's the point. That's why they set up these texts and these things for kids in school, because if someone is upset or something happens in school, let's say something terrible happens, they have resources to go to make sure that these kids are okay. This was not a bad call.
I can say a lot of stuff about her, but I don't have any issue with her parenting. I don't have a vendetta against her like that to even do something like that. I'm not mad at her. I'm trying to lighten up with her. I'm trying to talk to her in a different way, even though we still bicker. I'm trying to just not lose my temper with her. And, we can agree to disagree, and we can still, anything on YouTube, like Vinny said, is up for discussion. And I've tried to lay off of arguing with her. I really have. And I've tried to calm down with everybody.
Okay, thank you, Red Lotus. Brian, please don't call the school. In real life, happened to me over YouTube. Find other options.
Right. I don't know how to find other options that would prove that I wasn't the one that called, because the person that took the call would recognize my voice. And I would just want them to clear me and say, hey, yeah, that's not the voice that called here. But if, I'll take what people say into consideration. I would hate to have to call the school to clear my name, because it would drudge up. Well, it stems from this YouTube channel. You got to look at this. It just gives unwanted eyeballs on Laura's home.
Well, actually, she did call. She did call the police department, because I believe the calls go through the actual police department. So she called the police department. That I don't know, how they can trace a phone call, but they would be able to tell her if it was a female, if it was a male, an adult, if it was a kid. So, you're going to be cleared. You're going to be cleared, because she's going to have to admit that it wasn't you. You will be cleared. There's no reason for you to call.
No, I wouldn't do that to her. As mad as I've been at Laura, at her for months, I haven't went real life with her. I wouldn't try to jeopardize someone's children. Out of all the issues I have with her, I have no issue with her parenting. None. I've never said anything about her parenting. I think she does well for a single mom. you know. But as far as other stuff, there's issues there. But I wouldn't do anything like that. And if I were, let's say I did call her school, I'd be the one to put a video up and say I did it. I'm not ashamed if I do something like that. What pisses me off though is when people have to, when I try to tone it down, and I'm trying to tone it down and stay calm. People need to make up stuff. They need to make up stuff. You know, they're making up. They started with Ted Bundy, and then a couple phone calls. I haven't done any of that. I haven't done any of that. I'm not here to. I'm trying to tone it down, man. I have been for the last few weeks. You know, I've tried to tone it down. I've watched my subs go up. The interaction on YouTube has been much better for me. You know, if I'm less arguing, you know, I don't want to be in this every damn day drama shit. I really don't. Maybe a little bit, but not every day like this. No.
Mind blown. Why are we all doing this? Because Brian did not call Ben's house. And when people make accusations without evidence in the true crime community, that's just ridiculous.
They're not trying to hang me on a cross. I know that Diane and Wendy don't like a lot of the shit that I do, and they will tell me. But they're not. They're just trying to. This is what they do. They stick up for people that have been wronged on that they know on the on YouTube in this community. That's what they're doing right now. They know that I didn't make that call, and
Right.
they just.
It was a group of people. It was a group of a whole chat of people that were doing it. We're not, we're not just going at one person. The whole group of people did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as soon as Ben says, Brian called, and then there's people that are going, oh my fucking God, really? Blah, 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 blah. So, but with no evidence.
Yep, none. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys doing this for me. You know, I've been getting messages from people all day, you know, trying to work, and it's got me stressed out. You know, I was afraid that somebody had called his dad and made some kind of threat or something like that. Were trying to blame me for it. But then when I started hearing it, I was like, the first thing somebody told me, well, who is T. Phillips? He said a T. Phillips called. I knew right then and there. That's just his mom trying to get a hold of it. And they just blown it out of proportion. But I don't know if Trisha's denying that was her. Is she denied that was her, the T. Phillips? Is that what's happened?
Listen, the phone call that was made to Laura's school was not a bad call. It was a call to make sure, because of this breakup, that her son was okay. That's why they opened their lines for parents and and students to talk about things. It wasn't. No one called the school and said anything bad.
Nope.
It was not a bad call.
No. If I would have called her school, it would have been more like, you need to watch her YouTube channel and you need to watch how much she sits there. Blah. I would have said something against Laura. Now I wouldn't have showed.
Thank you, Pink Lady. Thank you, Pink Lady Luck. We support you, Brian, for the kids. Proud to donate. Thank you, Wendy and Diane. Listen, again, we just did this because we don't think it's fair for a group of people to jump on someone. And my name could have popped up because maybe someone didn't like me. You're going to accuse me of making a phone call because, you don't like me because for whatever reason, you just can't do that. You just can't do it.
And I tell you guys, honestly, and I know that you keep your lives up. I'm telling you now that I'm not going to call anyone outside of YouTube without getting advice from someone else first. I'm not going to make, like I asked Vinny first, and we know that he gives good advice. I asked him, should I contact his parents to tell them earlier today? And he said no. He said and I took it because Vinny's pretty wise. And so I took that advice. And I'm not going to call him or anyone else without consulting with someone first. Like I asked you guys, should I call the school? You guys said no. And based on your intelligence, then I'm not going to call the school to even clear my name. So I'm not going to make impulsive, in the moment, mad phone calls. I'm not going to do that.
I don't think you need to call the school because I think that what's going to happen is that Laura's going to find out that it was somebody from their little community, some friend or something that might have been concerned about her son, and sure that she knew what was going on and to make sure that her son was all right. That's not a bad call, but she's going to find out that it was somebody from there and not from YouTube, Because if it was someone from YouTube calling up a school, we've had that situation in our community where someone was accused of calling a school and doing all this stuff. I mean, it was crazy. But again, she's going to find out it wasn't you. I mean,
I
again,
hope.
it's
I hope they. Well, if they tell her it was a man's voice, I think they maybe can play the call for her without telling the name and still keep it anonymous. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know that when people make reports to children's services and stuff like that, they're legally allowed to remain anonymous.
Exactly. It is anonymous. That's what it's set up for, anonymous. So, you know, the most that she could probably find out, which I think she said was if it was a local call. They can't trace phone calls. They're not going to trace phone calls. It is set up to be anonymous, and that's it. But I can assure you that she's going to find out that it's not you. It wasn't a man, and that's it. It'll be over. But the whole thing with Ben thing tonight was ridiculous. It was like, let's jump on this train too. Oh, it has to be Brian.
That's what they do. That's what they do, Diane. They put out fake stuff about me. They've if I ignore them, they still continue. I mean, I've been going through this ever since my son did what he did. I mean, people want to make me suffer because, you know, they're suffering.
Hold on one second. Is that how you say your name, Katya? Okay. Why on earth would a friend of Laura's call her school? That's not a friend. Okay. Do you know what? Why they have resources there, right? So the students are allowed to text or make a phone call, and it's for wondering about the well-being of someone, if somebody is not feeling well, psychologically, etc. So someone wanted to make sure, because obviously when someone breaks up in school, that someone was just checking to make sure that her son was okay. People heard the phone call. It wasn't a bad phone call. It
Yeah.
wasn't a bad phone call until YouTube interfered in the chat and made it a bad phone call.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad phone call.
I do think that if people have any issue with someone in their parenting, that they
Yes,
should.
a fellow student could have called. A fellow student could have called.
That's possible, because, you know, kids talk to their peers in school a little bit differently than they talk to their parents.
Exactly.
You know, they kind of trust your friends a little bit better when you're a teenager, and then it could have been something like that. Yeah.
And you know what? We didn't have that shit when we went to school. You know, if something bad happened, we didn't have that outreach. We weren't able to go to someone and say, listen, I'm worried about so-and-so because they're really, you know, they're stressing very much over this breakup, and we're concerned for them, and I know them. And we didn't have that.
Yeah. It's like, you know, I got a comment from, you know, The Truth that said, you know, Brian, you shouldn't be putting your kids' pictures up there. That could be dangerous, right? And she doesn't consider that, you know, there's a lot of people that know where Laura's kids go to school because she's put it on her location. They've worn the shirts. I mean, there's a lot of people that know where they go, and there's a lot of people that don't like Laura. I don't not like her enough to do something like that. I just dislike her. I don't hate her. So I'm not out to get Laura. I really am not out to get her. So I wouldn't do anything like that. But, you know, you really shouldn't put your kid, you shouldn't film your kid at their school with the location with a shirt on that tells where they're at if you're really trying to protect your kids. You know, because she seems to continuously say that Ben did this. Ben went after her, and I went after her, and this is dangerous for my kids. But then later on, she puts that kind of information out there, which is, you know, the double standards are ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. And
I
just think this whole thing today, not once but twice, got blown out of proportion. And it turned into something that it shouldn't have turned into. It probably would have just been a typical call that Laura probably should have appreciated from the school for concern about her son, and just left it at that. But then no, YouTube had to butt in and say, oh, didn't Brian say once that he was going to do this or blah blah blah, and then it gets all turned.
Yeah, I did say, what if I called her school?
Yeah, and I remember that you said that sometime in the summer when
I did say what if, and showed them how her mother was acting on YouTube. I did say that.
Yeah,
But then, you have Laura just a week ago saying, I'll say that you molested a child. I'll call your work and tell them you're sleeping with a little boy. She said that about Kiki. I'll do this. I'll make up shit. Laura has said that. She did say that, and somebody's got it recorded somewhere. I don't forget where it was at. So, she's prone to making this stuff up, and she's done it. She did it with Ben. She accused me of being a pedophile as well. She accused me of going after her daughter, and she said that she does stuff like that. If she doesn't like you, she's already. So I was vindicated when she said that. But yeah, it was. I was outraged at first, and I was a little bit ticked off at first, but I knew I'd get to the bottom of it. And I realized that I have a lot of support out there, that people will tell me when I'm wrong, and they'll also stick up for me when I'm right. And I appreciate you guys doing that. I was going to ask you guys how well you could track down this URL of the Ted Bundy, because they're accusing me of that as well. I don't know how I know that you guys are skilled in finding out shit.
Well, I know someone who knows how to do that, but I think the account is gone now. That's the problem.
Well, the account is gone, but the Case Smalls was smart enough to get the URL from it. And she thinks that if it will be linked to other accounts.
It probably will. It could possibly be linked to, maybe they change their name from another account. I know one person who knows how to do that. So if you can get the link to me, get the URL to me.
I will. It's actually it's right. I got a video up that shows it right away, and I'm asking people if you know how to track this URL and if it's got other names.
I know someone who can do that. To see, they can do it if they know if the person changed their name.
All right. If they did, it's just going to show a dead account. Yep, you're right.
So, but send me the link and I'll give it to the person. It's
right in one of my last videos. It's if you just look at my videos, you'll see the URL about 2 videos back.
All right.
Because the link, I've got it wrote down, but you know how long URLs are.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see it right there. And I would appreciate if you guys, if you have the skills to try and do that. And I really appreciate you guys doing this for me. I really do. It's bothered me. It has. Ever since they accused me of saying nasty stuff about my own kids. Come on, man. Laura said that I did that to set Ben up. I mean, I would not say it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't say anything bad about one of my kids. I can't. I'm not that sick. I'm just an asshole. I'm not sick in the head, really.
Well, again, this was not about Laura.
Right.
This live stream was for Brian.
Right. And I'm the one that keeps bringing her up, not you guys. I understand. I'm sorry.
I'm just making sure that people understand why we did this. Thank you, Lexi Lou. Props to Brian for working on being less reactive.
I really am trying hard to be less reactive. Yeah, I take people, what they're saying to me, even if they're telling me, Brian, you're being an asshole, I might go back at them a little bit, but I still take that into consideration. I've got a lot of people saying that I need to calm down. So, okay, when 20 people are telling you the same damn thing, you might need to look at it. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it might just be a damn duck. So I've taken that into consideration, and I have really tried to back off. I tried to back off.
Again, I suggest don't call the school, because I know for a fact, I just know that I know it wasn't you, and I know that she's going to have to come back and say it wasn't you. But that's the whole point. Is this got really out of hand today, and especially with Ben. I mean, he is so predictable. He's just so predictable. Yeah. And unfortunately, he just made himself look stupid. But
like he does every other week. I hate to say that, but he actually does that, and that's without my help or anyone else's. He does it on his own.
Well, the whole thing. I mean, he was like, "Oh, the phone's ringing." And by the way, since when does he have a phone so nearby? I just found that to be odd as well.
I've never seen his parents come up in that attic before either.
Yeah, he had a phone in the attic all of a sudden, right? I don't know. The whole thing just seemed very sketchy to me. That's my opinion.
I've never seen him with a phone up there before. These people just flock together because it's fun to pick at me. And luckily, I'm growing a thicker skin, and it doesn't bother me like it used to. I'm glad I have a lot of support. A lot of people see that this is bullshit. What's going on? So with the stuff that I own, the stuff that I do, I bring it on myself. I own that. But this that's going on right now. It's just bullshit.
And then
some people are afraid of clever.
And then
Some
he was
people,
making all kinds of threats after it. Oh, you don't, Brian, blah, blah, blah.
no,
I,
I saw the one somebody said he doesn't mess with the wrong man.
yeah, right.
Really,
Right.
Ben is nothing to me. Ben is not even half an iota of the man that I could be. You know, if I was like I told people, I would love to interview Ben, and I would just ask him questions that he can't answer, like, "What's your girlfriend's name? What's your daughter's name? What time do you get off work? How much is your rent?" Those are all questions he can't answer. He doesn't have any responsibility whatsoever. He doesn't know what it's like to watch your child grow up. He doesn't know what it's like to cuddle up with someone that loves you every night. He doesn't know what that's like because he can't do it. He would rather just stay in mommy and daddy's care than to be a man and get out there and actually have a family and have a life and share your life with someone besides these people on YouTube that encourage you to act badly. That's Ben. They encourage him to act badly.
I know. I've seen it.
And it's not good for Ben. I honestly believe that if Ben would, if we had a good mediator, if Ben and I would sit and be able to talk together, I guarantee you that there would be no issue with me and Ben after that conversation. I guarantee it, without screaming and hollering. I can guarantee, but he runs. Every time he's had the chance to work this out with me, if he sees me in a chat, he leaves. He's had a chance to panel up with me 4 or 5 different times. He just won't do it. So, you know, Vinny basically told me, you know, he's beneath you, man. Just give up. He's a child. He's a child. Don't waste your time on it. He said he's sure his parents know how he is. So
Yeah, you probably should. Yes, I would take that advice myself.
I'm going to. Yeah. So you guys have my word that I'm not going to call the school. I'm not going to call. I'm not going to call Ben's parents. I'm not going to mess with those people. I'm not going to mess with them. You know, and if they say something, I might snap back. But really, I'm not going to mess with those people because I realize the level of intelligence that is in his chat, the level of intelligence that is in Hockey Mom's chat. I'm realizing the level of what kind of people these are. And they just love to fuck with other people. And people that do that have a very low self-esteem. And they need to take that low self-esteem out. They need to take the finger off of them and put it at someone else so they feel comfortable in their own skin. That's what I'm realizing about these people. It's, you know, I don't have to do that to feel good about myself.
Girl, what hate do we love so much? I know we're enjoying so much. This is not about heat. That word heater doesn't ever come out of our mouth. That terminology does not belong to us. We are here because Brian was accused of calling Ben's home today, and he didn't do it. He was accused 2 times of things that he didn't do by YouTube people in the chat, not in this chat,
No.
but in 2 other chats. And I don't think it's fair, especially in the true crime community, to not come without evidence before you put something like that out there. That's why we're here. I do plan on going live tonight. I have a Tuesday night chit chat planned, an open panel, and that was for Tuesday night, not for tonight. We did this because we felt that this was unfair.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I will sleep better tonight knowing that there are people out there that actually give a damn. It's nice, and you guys have my word. You know that I'm going to continue to try to simmer down. You know, I took a lot of what Wendy was saying to me when we were at odds with each other. I took a lot of that into consideration. I know you guys are good people, so I know that your advice is good advice, and I'm gonna take that. And you guys got my word. I'm not gonna be as much as an asshole as I was before. You have my word. I won't let you down on it.
I'm proud of you, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Because I know that it's got to be hard when it seems like it'd be so easy just to call and start going in real life. But I'm glad that you're not going to do it.
It's not worth it.
It isn't worth it.
No.
It really just isn't. And I'm really proud of you for doing that. I know you've done some shitty things and people want us to call you out and drag you for filth over shitty things. But I just, I can't care. I can't care about that right now. I care about this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have been dragging you for filth plenty of times. You don't need us to do it. And I've been really clear with you about, the things that I've struggled with when it comes to you. And I feel like we've had respectful conversations about it. And I see like genuine change. I do.
Yeah.
Um,
You have to be an adult. You have to look at your behavior when people are bringing it to your attention. You have to be able to look at it and either you got to be able to make the changes that people will show you your blind sides if they care about you, if they care, they'll show you your blind sides, and it's up to you to accept what they're saying and change it. People can change. People don't have to stay in the same rut. Every day is different. And I just don't want to be always constantly negative when I've got a lot of positivity that I can give to the community. I don't want to get it locked up into they see a lot of people like it when I freak out, and I'm really funny when I'm pissed off.
mm-hmm.
I've got more to offer than that bullshit to this community.
It's true. You do.
This community. And I don't feel good about it, even if somebody really pisses me off. And I go at him and I really do not feel good about doing it. It might be funny, but I can't, I don't want to continue to be that person. I've been so far out of character over the last year with this drama on here that I'm seriously I need to take a look at that and do something about it.
Well, I wish, I think a lot of people would benefit from having some insight and some self-reflection and maybe looking at their own behaviors. I wish more people would do that, including myself. I need to be better about doing that too. I try to be, but there are times, of course, that I'm not. And, but we all should never give up on trying to be better people, even when it's hard. But that's what makes your character, right? Your character is who you are when no one's looking. Right. And, there's a lot of scary behind the scenes things that people can do going into real life and maybe never get caught. Not everybody's as stupid as poor Trisha here. But that doesn't mean we should. Yeah. We still shouldn't do it, whether you get caught or you don't get caught.
Right.
You shouldn't do it.
I'm kind of thankful that I've been through having people, call my work, make jokes about my family, put up pages about me, because it has seasoned me, to the point where I'm like, well, you know how you felt when they were doing that to you. So why would you want to do that to someone else? You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I've been through all that stuff, because, I would never be able to realize how what I was doing made someone else feel had I not been through it. And I wouldn't be able to change that behavior. So in a way, I'm kind of glad for all the shit that I've been through the last 3 years, with this stuff, because I wouldn't be able to consider how someone else felt. So,
well, being open up to listening to, like you said, listening to Vinny, and what he suggested that you do or not do. Sometimes you just have to be open up to listening to other people's opinions of things. I know there's been times in the past, and I've even had to become less reactive to people's. I would, in a heartbeat go live because somebody said something sideways at me, and it took other people saying to me, "Do you really want to go live? I don't think you really should go live." And then I would sit for a second or a minute or 5 minutes and say, you know what, you're right. And Wendy was one of those people. My friends are the ones that usually tell me, you don't really need to do this. And then after a while, you get to the point where you say, no, I don't really need to jump live. And, every little thing that's said. And I'm seeing other people doing that. And maybe they need to, maybe their friends need to give them the same advice to not react over every single thing that's said about you and go live. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. It's easier to not react. You get less stress from ignoring it. And it's a practice, snapping back at someone and being defensive is a learned behavior. Mm-hmm. You learn it, and you can unlearn a behavior, but you have to work for that. You have to work for it, because now when I see something in there, well, Brian, you're fat, blah, 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 my immediate reaction is to just type back at him. And no, I just put my hands up. Mm-hmm. You got to practice. You have to practice it. You got to unlearn that shitty behavior that you had. And it takes time. It takes time to do that. Soon, here soon, somebody will say something about me and I'll be able to laugh at it. Like, that's really funny, because it is. It's nothing. There's nothing to make me angry. That's what they're trying to make me angry. And I'm, you can't let people rent space in your own head for free. What they eat shouldn't make me fat. And I've got to apply these cliches, and I know all these cliches, and now I need to apply them. And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, people expected me to come on live because they were accusing me. Oh, Brian usually freaks out. Why is he not freaking out? He must have done it. Well, for one, I was at work, and for two, I'm just not going to let anybody make me freak out anymore. I'm just not. Yeah. But
I try not to react to very much anymore. I mean, I really don't. I really don't react too much.
I guess it takes a lot of being harassed and trolled to get to that point where you don't react. I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was something that happened for me overnight. If you go back and, listen to old streams of mine, you'll hear me reacting a lot. And that's why I have all those damn remixes made about me, that even though they're funny to listen to, Sweet 666, that's me reacting.
Yeah.
You don't always have to react, and I'm not going to anymore. Let people say what they want about me, and that's their opinion. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion of me, of Wendy, of you, of
Yeah.
anyone who has a platform. It doesn't mean that every time someone says something that you need to react, even by a comment. Do you think I'm going to be reacting to people's comments in the chat? Absolutely not. That's not going to do it for me.
No. Yeah, the side chats can really blow things out of proportion, and it took me a while to learn that it's just words on the side chat. When it's a name if it's a name I don't know and they say something about me, that doesn't bother me anymore. It used to bother me that I wanted to argue back with the trolls. I always knew that I had issues with impulse control. Impulse control it's hard. It's hard to get control of your impulse, but it can be done. I know it can be. I've been practicing it.
But here's the thing, Brian. The trolls that come into your side chat, that's what they want. That's why they're trolls. They want you to react. We have a rule in here that if a troll comes in, we don't react to them because that's what they want. I won't react to a troll who's, saying crazy shit. They just get deleted and they're out. We don't even give them the time of day. That is what starves a troll. That's why I don't reply to them.
Yeah, you're powerful. It makes you powerful too. You get power over. A lot of times, there'll be a troll in my chat, and I'll tell my mom, "No, let him go. Hang on a minute. Let me say something. I want to get the last word." But now they're just getting quicker at just getting rid of them for me. So I don't
even give them the time of day because that's what they're there. That's what they're there for, to make you, recognize them, call them out. If you starve a troll, that they just move on to somewhere else. That's what trolls. If you think that trolls only spend their time on YouTube, in your chat, going into your chat, no. Trolls that's what they do everywhere. They go all over the internet and troll people.
I think Hello Starlight's getting trolled right now. I mean, and she wants to. You want to go back at them so hard. It's just really hard not to.
Is there someone bothering Marianne in here?
I think so. I mean, it looks like
no. She's engaging with Laura. Sadly, Laura's over there having a conniption because she thinks that we're talking about her, and so she's reading the chat. We're not talking about her, but she can't. I don't think she can hear us. No. She's just reading the chat, and of course, they're going back and forth. So every time Laura says something, Marianne will reply, and then Laura loses her shit even more.
Oh, right. Is Laura reading our chat?
Yeah. Laura's reading our chat. Yeah, that's all she's talking about is she's going through all the comments and reading all the comments. So everybody say hi. Everybody wave.
Laura, this is not.
She can't hear you, Diane. No. She can't hear you. You have to type that in the chat. She can't hear you. She's not listening to the chat. She's just looking at the chat. So
it was a side chat, and myself brought her name up, and you guys are true to the word. You're not going to talk.
Everybody wave.
You guys are not going to talk crap about her, and I respect that, and I'm not going to do that over here on your channel.
This wasn't about her. But she has said several times, this entire stream has been about you, and of course the narrative has to say that we can't get views without Laura. Bitch, we don't want to talk about Laura. I don't want to talk about Laura. I don't enjoy her.
Well, how does the truth get her views? Who's she talking about?
You, us, everybody.
Well, and Laura.
And Laura.
The double standards.
People are going to react. People are going to react to things they see on a public platform. Sorry, if you don't like it, go to a different platform. I don't know what else to tell you. People are going to have opinions about the stuff you put out there. Yeah. All of us. People you're reacting right now to the stuff we're putting out there. We're not having a problem with it. Like, people react to stuff. They do it all the time. If you don't like it, stop putting your shit out there. I don't know
Yes,
what else
Blue Girl.
what other advice to give you.
Blue Girl, ladies' night is on Fridays. We just had it on last Thursday because of a scheduling problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, which I missed. I did not know it was changing. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that I missed it because apparently you guys were all dirty birdies and you talked about dirty birdie things.
Yeah,
And
it was a
I
good
would have
thing.
been cringing under my desk.
Yes, it was a good thing that Wendy was not here for the last ladies' night because we got a little into sex education, and it would have been
You won't do
up
it.
in the corner.
Oh, I would have been rocking, sucking my thumb in the corner. Yes.
Oh, they were naughty. They were so naughty, Wendy. You would have been very uncomfortable.
Yes, I know. I would have been
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
You know, if you go, Wendy, if you go back to older streams, remember when what's her name came up, Marla and Stephanie Green?
Oh yeah, I remember. I still have the
I mean,
tremors.
God, that was
Yes.
this night was mild compared to that.
And prison stories and all kinds of stuff. I remember.
Wendy, your modesty is adorable. I mean,
I'm
it really,
still traumatized. Thank you, Brian.
it really is. I mean, a lot of women, if there were more like that, they were just modest. And
I mean, listen, I can throw down with the best of them. I can.
I've seen
But
it.
I do not put that stuff out publicly. I just don't. I am just weird about it. It doesn't mean that, but I hate to say that because then I feel like people think I'm judging them because
No.
they are comfortable talking about that stuff publicly, because I'm not. I'm truly, I mean, I might be a little bit, but not in a bad way, not in a way that I don't like.
You just don't. You're not comfortable doing that.
I just tend to not do that. I don't
But
know.
you know what? Not one of us, including myself, said that we do any of those things. I just have a wealth of knowledge about things. Doesn't mean that I do it.
Brian, you haven't been a hoe in a really long time. I think we have merch that even reflects that, right?
That's right.
So we know all about your dirty birdie ways. We know.
All right,
We
but
already know.
Shame on you.
time and I missed it. Look who's in here, Princess Fortunate. How are you? We haven't seen you in a long
I
time.
love Princess Fortunate. Where is she?
She's in here. She just
Hello,
said-
Princess, my love.
She says, I have no clue what's going on. Of course you don't.
It's all right.
How
None
could
of
you?
us do. It's okay. It's okay. None of us do.
You know how, listen, Princess Fortunate, here's the thing. The people from the drama community, if you just came in here blind tonight, even if you started it from the very beginning and listened, you still wouldn't know what's going on. It took us months to learn and catch up with the people from the true crime community. Now we know all the backstories. You just need to know all the backstories. You kind of just integrated, and now there's some drama people in here. There's some, hello, Shiga. There's some true crime community people, although the true crime community, I just have to say that, again, most of these lovely people that come in here are not really true crime.
No.
And a lot of people who think they're true crime aren't. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't consider myself a true crime channel, because if you look at my videos, I've got so much different stuff on there. I mean, I've got readings, poetry readings, cooking, concerts, music. I mean, some true crime stuff, but I don't consider myself just limited to true crime. I don't. I'll do it if a story that hits me personally, I'll put it up there. But otherwise, I don't consider myself true crime.
Well,
I might put a story up or something, but I don't dig into it like Stephanie Harlow. That's true crime. I don't.
Right.
That's all she does. Yeah, but I don't consider myself true crime. No, but I do like the current events. The crimes that are happening like right now. Sometimes.
I mean, listen, I love crime. I mean, I'm one of those people that love to sit and watch good trials if they're aired live. Jodi Arias, of course, was my favorite. But that's just not my thing. If someone has a panel and says, would you like to come up? I did go up on a few of Randy's because I got caught up on the case, and I did, put in my 2 cents, but that's just not my thing. So unless we're, like solving a crime that happened in New Orleans, other than that, we've never done any true crime here.
Yeah.
So we're just joking about that,
But the avatar that I've got up right now is I'm standing right in front of the place in the Oregon district where they shot the guy that killed those 9 people. I'm standing right in front of that where they kill him there. And if something happens in my town, I'm definitely going to cover it. I mean, that's 5 minutes away from my house. But
well, and but if that's your thing, I mean, you did the what's your name? Darlene here.
Yeah, that's where I first started YouTube. People kept asking me the same questions over and over in Facebook, so I just started making videos where I wouldn't have to answer those questions, and that took off pretty well. And I left.
You had a lot of views on that, right?
Yeah, I've had hundreds of thousands.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So if that's what you're into, and I don't know what is going on with that case. Is there something new coming up with that?
Well, they turned her case over to the Innocence Project of New York, which is they're really strong. I mean, they were the ones that were responsible for getting Stephen Avery out the first time. It's really a good thing for the supporters of Darlie to have the Innocence Project of New York looking into her case. They're looking at DNA specifics on it, and they're going to try to show that she's innocent. And they've been successful. The Innocence Project of New York has been successful before. So right now we're at a it's like a drum roll. It's like what's going to happen if they find something that shows they're innocent, which I don't think they will. But I'll be glad that the supporters got what they wanted, because God forbid an innocent mom been on death row for 22 years. We don't want her to be there if she's innocent and if they can prove it. And I'll be the first one to apologize to Darlie, but not to anybody else, because if our justice system can paint a picture to me that shows me that she's guilty, even if she's not, well, then it's our justice system that's messed up, not me, not me. I wouldn't apologize to any of her family or any of her supporters, but I would send her a letter or something. They say, "Hey, I'm sorry that I thought you were guilty all these years."
Does she know who you are?
Yeah. I used to be a supporter of hers. I started out supporting her, and I just kept catching, her mom telling a lot of lies, and I started to wonder why she was lying. And I dug into the facts, and I got the transcripts, and I got some interviews with some people. I just believe she's guilty, and I can argue with any supporter on her guilt and come out ahead anytime. And as a supporter for Darlie, I couldn't do that. I couldn't show you why she was innocent because they would always bring up really good logical and legal points in her case. So I couldn't support it anymore. I
didn't follow the case. Of course, I do know the case, but I know the whole story.
I also did a lot in the Jodi Arias case. My Facebook group's got about 5,000 members. I started the day of the trial, and through that Facebook group, I was able to get to know Travis's brother Stephen, his sister Tanisha, Chris and Star Hughes. You know who they are, maybe. And I just felt that the reason I got into that case so much is because of what a good person that Travis Alexander actually was. He would have done a lot for this world if he wasn't. He was thinking with he was being a man, and Jodi was using sex to get to him.
Yeah, I do believe that he was I do believe that he was a jerk, to her, but that's no reason to be stabbed, have your throat slit, and to be shot in the head. I'm sorry, even
right.
He wasn't a perfect guy. I mean, let's face it, and he wasn't on trial. That was the problem that I had.
Oh, they put him on trial for real.
On trial, and that wasn't fair.
I don't think that he was a jerk to him, unless you consider being honest. He was telling her, I don't want anything to do with you, but if you want to come over here and be physical, have sex, we can do that. But I'm not going to be with you. You're not a Mormon. You have to understand that. And then she faked the whole Mormon thing. He started looking at other people, but he did try to get rid of her, and she would come, because he thought she was dangerous, but she would just keep coming back and using a man's weakness, is sex. And Jodi was a very attractive female, and I think Travis was inexperienced, and she just had him. They got a word for it, whipped. But I don't think he was abusive to her. I think her.
No, I don't think that he. I don't think that he abused her in the way that she claims. There was no proof of that. But my only thing was, listen, I understand that men love sex and all that, but he could have just said, get out of here, I'm done, and move on to someone else.
He should have followed his faith a little bit better, as a Mormon. He knew he wasn't.
He tried to get around it. He did try to get around.
Yeah, there's always ways. They say it's not sex if you don't.
Yes.
I don't want to say that with Wendy.
Don't say it in front of Wendy. We know. I know what you're talking about. We all know what you're talking about. Don't say it. She'll.
Yeah.
She'll
But you know.
Sorry, I missed it anyway. What are you guys talking about?
We were talking about the sex life of Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander.
Oh, yes.
And how they beat the whole Mormon thing,
Oh, yes.
how they went around that.
Yes.
Travis lost his faith and it cost him his life. That's what happened.
Yes. I was so into that case.
And
I was also into the Todd Mullis case that just happened right now.
Todd Mullis,
with the corn rake. And now I'm into the Geiger case, which is weird because I'm not usually, no, I have always been a true crime person, but I've never thought about doing it on YouTube. I've never thought about ever having conversations about it on YouTube.
I'm telling you, Wendy, if you look at a case, you're going to hit a case sometimes that really touches you, and you're going to be like, I need to report on this. And then when you do it the first time and you get the facts right, and
I'm stuck to them like glue.
It feels good, and through the true crime, I got to meet some good people, like Stephen Alexander, Travis's brother. He lost his wife, he lost his job, the whole trial was about to kill him, and I got to be able to talk to him and help him through.
Yeah,
it was really.
I was glued to that case, but not on YouTube. I didn't even think about looking it up on YouTube. I watched it on just on TV, but I was glued to that case. I was so fascinated with the Jodi Arias case.
I had a person named Wild at trial that was sitting in the trial, and I missed work to get when the trial came, but he was actually in the courtroom, and he would, every time they had a break or something like that, he would text.
Night, sugar.
And I'd put it
Night, sugar.
I'd put it up in the group, and I was getting on the spot stuff. And people just loved it. But my purpose of that group is just to try and keep Travis alive.
That was probably one of the cases. I still would go back, even probably 6 months ago, I went back and just watched parts of the trial when she was being, not interrogated, when she was being
Examined by Juan.
I was like, I mean, every moment of it was perfection. Juan Martinez, as opposed to the defense had to they were so boring, just standing there reading notes. He had everything memorized. He was unbelievable.
Juan doesn't do notes.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
He was good. He was
really good. Well, Kurt Nurmi and Jennifer Wilmot did not like Jodi.
No, I know that.
I know they didn't. Yeah, I know they didn't.
They didn't like her, but they put on a hell of a defense for her. Kurt Nurmi.
They did the best they could with what they had.
Yeah,
she was guilty as fuck.
Exactly.
The fact is, she wasn't there to find out if she was guilty or not. She admitted it, right? She confessed to the crime.
Yeah.
What was there? That whole trial was about whether she's going to go to
She would have got the death penalty, except for you had that juror 17, the holdout juror.
Right.
And Juan Martinez was trying to prove that the reason she held out is because Juan Martinez actually convicted that juror's husband. So she actually lied on the jury poll to get on there. And had it not been for her, she would have got the death penalty. These other jurors were really pissed off about that one.
Well, either way, I'm fine that she's in jail for life. I think someone being in jail for life that young is, the death penalty is an easy out. It's a really easy out for someone like that. She deserves to be in jail for the rest of her life.
She messed up all of her appeals on her final statement, when she said he was still alive when I shot him.
Oh, I couldn't believe. Well, she did that to be really nasty.
She wanted to get that last word. Do you remember when she started talking and that baby started crying?
And she turned around. Yeah.
She turned around and gave that baby the evilest look. Like, how dare you? And I'm like, that's Travis. That was Travis, because she was sitting up there lying, and that baby started crying. If people knew his life, he was just they would buy soap and toothpaste and stuff to keep yourself clean and food, and literally bag it up and take it out and give it to the homeless on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. He did stuff like that. He loved people. And when she saw Travis, she saw a good looking, successful young man that was going places.
Absolutely.
And she wanted to marry rich. She tried to get, she left from Travis's house and went to another member's house, that was in that, I want to say that I can't forget the name now of his company. It just escapes me.
Oh, you mean
Prepaid
what they
legal.
were?
Prepaid legal.
Yes.
Yeah, and she went after another guy. After she killed Travis, she went right straight to another prepaid legal guy and was rubbing and grinding on him.
I mean,
But
everything she did was disgusting. But I loved how, Juan was able, even down to the gas cans and then the receipts and everything. And it was just fascinating to watch.
he got him good with he got her good with the gas cans. Yeah,
He was
she would
great.
come back too. She would come back at him too. He's like, "Were you crying when you were stabbing him?" I don't know. I don't remember. But she would come back at him too. She made that one remark. She said, "Well, when mean old men are badgering me like you," I was like, "Man, Jodi Arias was really articulate on the stand. That was like the best trial I've ever seen."
I loved when Juan Martinez got that crazy woman, that doctor, whatever her name. I can't remember.
Oh, Alice LaViolet.
Yeah, and she's talking about the whole Snow White thing, and I was like dying listening to her. But
She
when
lost her business after that.
Martinez, are you angry with me?
Are you angry with me? She lost her business after that. She was such a flake on the stand. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Well, they were all, everyone that they had for the defense, in my opinion, were flakes. I think that woman who Juan brought up was amazing. I can't remember her name.
And then when Juan asked that one doctor Sanford, I want to say, "Are you in love with her?" He asked her right out.
Yeah.
He goes, "I beg your pardon."
You always buy presents and blah blah.
Yeah, it's not appropriate for a psychologist to give their clients a gift. It's not.
Yeah. Well, it was unbelievable. I
Yeah.
loved that trial, and like I said, I sometimes I'll go back just for the fun of it and watch Juan Martinez go after her.
Yeah, Juan, he's in a lot of trouble right now because he with the sexual harassment. They claim that one dismissed juror, that he tried to hook up with her.
Yeah.
After she was dismissed, but legally, there's absolutely nothing wrong with him. If she's dismissed, the judge gives her instructions. You can speak about this case if you want to, but be wise about it. She's dismissed. She's done. So if Juan went to hook up with her, that's just strategy. If he was trying to get something out of her, that's prosecutorial. That's strategy. We want prosecutors that will convict people who kill other people. We want Juan Martinez. But now, they're using his sexual harassment, and they're saying that might have something to do with Jodi getting out or some crap.
No way is that woman ever going to get out. I don't care if he was having sex with all the jurors. There's no way that she can get out.
Yeah. And I hope she doesn't. I don't think she ever will, but if she did, somebody would probably get to her. People hate her.
But I mean, when people say things like, people can get out on a technicality, that's not, to me, that's, she confessed to the crime before she even went to trial. So, I mean,
if she was to get a new trial, that last comment that she made, by the way, he was alive when I shot him. She lied all the way up until that statement.
Yeah. Let her have it. So what? She has another trial. That I don't see that happening. I don't really see that happening. But if she did hypothetically have another trial, she's not going to get off.
Yeah. They spent $2.3 million on that first on that trial. They're not going to give her another one.
No,
not at all. But I want to go and get a shower and
all right. Well, listen, Brian, I'm glad that you were able to, come up. If you want to listen to the very beginning of the stream, just so you can hear and look over the screenshots again as to what we're talking about.
I will. I really appreciate you guys for doing this. I'm so glad that when we had our little tiff that my mouth did not ruin the relationship that I've got, here, because you guys are wise. And I commend you for doing this again. I appreciate it. I really do. I'll be able to sleep a lot easier tonight knowing that someone fucking cares. I appreciate it.
Listen,
a lot of people care.
No, a lot of people do care. People don't like when other people get accused of things. I don't care who it is. It could be anyone. We don't like that shit. And that's why we do go live. And that's why we do give people our platform. If they feel that something was done to them that was injustice, we will give our platform. That's what we do.
And you're good at it. So, and I appreciate it. We need people like you here. I appreciate it.
Well,
I do got to get a shower and get myself something to
All
eat.
right.
And I'm going to bed. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Well,
You're
thank
welcome,
you.
Brian. Thank you for coming up here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you. All right. Good night, sir.
Good night, Brian.
I
All right, so
I don't know if people realize, like, I mean, I guess I feel like I would do this for anybody, whether I like them or not. Like, they seem to think that this is all about Laura. Maybe that's projection because that's the way they think. But this really isn't about that for me. I would do this
it has
if-
nothing to do with
if
Laura.
I felt like Laura was being falsely accused of something. I even said that I didn't think it was okay that, her kids' school is being called if it's over YouTube stuff. If it was a genuine concern by another student or something like that, then whatever. But I would do this for anybody, whether I like them or not. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't know. I don't. Okay, thank you, Purple Rain. I don't like that the attitude is, well, just because we hate Laura, so we will do anything to go against her. And it's really not about Laura. It really isn't about Laura.
It isn't about Laura. I don't know why she thinks it's about her.
Well, because she's going at the chat. And, but I'll say the same thing to her. If you're so triggered watching our stuff because you hate us so badly, then don't watch. Like,
Right.
What are you watching over here for? It's just getting you fired up. You're not even listening to us. The things that we're saying, you're not even listening to us. You're just running with the chat because there's people in the chat that don't like you.
She said she doesn't listen to us, but yeah, you can't go by what the chat is saying. People have opinions. People, just like people have opinions in your chat about us.
Mm-hmm.
That's
plenty. We're getting ripped to shreds over there, of course.
Right. What's important is what you say about us. If you say things that are incorrect about us, then that's a different story. We're not talking about Laura. This was never about. You see Laura's name in the title, and she claims that we don't have content without her. That's not true. We don't talk about Laura.
We really don't. We really don't. And I would do this if I felt like Laura was being falsely accused of something.
Of course.
I would do the same. It's not right. You don't just jump up. And what I hope would happen, which of course it won't, but if we could work together for 5 minutes, we could do things like find this Ted Bundy troll. We could do things like find out who's harassing people in real life and calling cops. And we could work together to find these things out. But because there's all this hatred and animosity, that's never going to happen. So what happens instead is they just pick the first 2 names that come to mind and just throw the blame on them. And Laura, I'm sorry, listen to your stream from today. Listen to it. You did blame Brian and Kiki. Yes, you also said possibility, maybe, blah, blah, blah. But you are the one who put out there that it was your haters. You're the one who put out there that if it was a man, it was Brian. If it was a woman, it was Kiki. You said those words. You didn't always use the word possible in front of it. Sometimes you made the direct accusation. You did. Like, go listen to it. Go listen to, I think she forgets some of the things that she says because she just says them out of, adrenaline or whatever. She just says them and doesn't realize the impact of what she's saying. You need to be responsible with your words. You cannot just accuse people of crimes and harassment and cyber stalking and cyberbullying. You can't just do that with no evidence whatsoever. It's not okay.
No, it's not.
And I wouldn't let somebody do it to you either. If I felt like you were being falsely accused of something, I would stand up and defend you, even though I can't stand you. That's just the truth. I'm always going to want to stand up for the truth. I just am.
Yeah. And
whether I like the person or not.
And I will tell you this, being Wendy's friend, she will not lie. She does it. She won't even do like a white lie. I mean, all of us, she's probably one of those people that if someone said to her, how do you like my dress? She would say, oh, I have to go to the bed, because she wouldn't want to tell the person the truth.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Because what happens is I get this conviction and then I know that I've lied. And then I live with that. I have to sit there thinking about that I know that I'm a liar. I know that I've lied. I hate that feeling. I can't stand that feeling. So I don't want myself to be put in positions where I have to feel that way. Donna, no, you will never hear me say that.
No, that's my word. I like that word.
Yeah. I do. I mean, I do. I'm not saying that I'm a great person. I'm an asshole. I know that. I'm an asshole, but I'm not a liar.
Oh, I just had the hiccups.
Yes, right, Jenna?
Well, here's the thing about lying. If you don't lie, you never have to worry about what you said.
That's the
When
other
you're a
problem I have.
liar, you
Yes.
have to remember everything that you said, and you can't possibly do that.
I'm a bad liar, but I am worse at trying to remember my lies. So no, don't even bother because I'm not good at it. I suck at it. I'm not good at it. And there's no reason to, especially here, because it will always come out. You will always get found out here. Always. Eventually. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but eventually you will be found out. My word and my reputation and my integrity are all I have here. That's it. You guys don't know me from Adam. You just know me from history. That's what you know. So if I have a history of being a liar, are you going to believe anything I say? Of course not. And why would you? Have you done the MBTI test? I don't know. I don't know if I have.
I don't even know what that is.
I'll have to look that up. I love tests. I love online tests. Is it like a personality test and things like that or something like that? Thank you, Kiki. Kiki, I know that I don't know if you can talk about this. You probably can't. And if you can't, and I need to mind my own business, then just say so. No hard feelings at all. But my understanding is that you have never said that you got an email from Laura. You have always said that you got an email threatening your child, but not that it came from Laura. You've never accused Laura that I've ever heard, that it came as a result of her blaming you. What did she blame you for? Why am I blanking on what she blamed you for? Oh my God, I've totally forgotten the story. What the heck am I blanking on? What started that stupid fight? Why can't I think of it? I feel so embarrassed that I can't even think of it because I know when I find out what it is, I'm going to be laughing at how dumb I am right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
What started the fight and then Kiki gets this email threatening her child. And she said, you know, I can call Kiki's job and tell her that she, you know, say that she molests children and shit like that. Right.
I remember that.
Yeah. Right. What started that whole thing? I don't even remember now. I don't know why I can't remember it, but anyway, regardless, so I'm right. So my understanding is that you have never said, because the narrative keeps running around saying that, you know, Kiki's saying that Laura sent her this nasty email and Laura's like, I would never, blah, 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 you know, cuss word, get the cuss word out of here. But you've never said that. You didn't say it came from Laura. So I just wanted to squash that right now. So we're going to put that rumor to rest. She's never blamed Laura for that email ever. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know how to say your name. Kybell, I'll look that up and I will report back with my results. Someone just sent me a screenshot where Ben is now accusing me of calling his father. We proved who called his father already. Thank you, Lady Beekeeper. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Lady Beekeeper. And again, I find what you do amazing. Did you know that Lady Beekeeper is actually a real beekeeper? You weren't here.
I think I heard that, though. I think I did hear part of that. And my son is so fascinated with bees. He loves them, and he knows how important they are. And he will never kill a bee, ever. He will never, ever kill a bee. And he goes around talking about with his friends. He's such a nerd. God, I love him. Talking with his friends. Most 20-year-olds are talking about, you know, getting chicks and drinking. My son is talking about bees and saving the planet. But whatever.
I love bees.
He's a nerd.
I
love him.
That I'm not afraid of are bees. I love bees. I find it fascinating what they do.
They're so valuable, and we're losing them.
Yep. And I was amazed when she came up and she said that she was really a beekeeper.
I love my nerd son. Both of my boys are goody two-shoes nerds. In fact, let me tell you this. So Randy posts on Twitter the other day. She says, send a message to your child or to your, you know, to somebody, your friend or whoever, saying an investigator is going to call you tomorrow between 9 and noon. Just tell them I was with you. Got it? And then and then you send that to your friend, right? And then the friend is supposed to write back, you know, got it. Or, you know, hell no, I'm not covering for you. Like one or the other, right? Just it's like a loyalty test or whatever to see what they would say. I sent that message to both of my boys and my son's girlfriend. It was fucking crickets. Not one of them replied. Not one of those assholes would have my back. None of
I
them.
missed that. I wasn't around. It must have been
None of them. It was crickets. Nobody. And I said, I don't know whether to be sad that I'm about to go to jail or proud that you guys have utmost integrity. Like, I don't know which one to feel right now. I'm so conflicted. Freaking crickets. They wouldn't even lie for their mother. That's how I've raised my boys. They're good boys.
Wendy, I have something to tell you. I have a dead body, and I need you to help me bury it.
Yeah. Right. So I gotta go. See that? But here's the thing, like, oh well, I don't I am that friend though. I am the friend that you can tell something to and it goes to the grave. Like I am that friend.
Yeah.
But my boys apparently are not. Not. So don't entrust them with that kind of stuff. Don't trust them with those shenanigans.
Diane, I'm from Wisconsin. I can help you. Okay. Well,
There you go. Mary's got you. See, if I can't handle it, I'll hook somebody up with you.
I was only joking. There would never be a dead body. We'd never have a dead body.
I not resource it. Outsource it. Sorry. I can outsource it.
Oh my God. So crazy.
So anyway, I just wanted to put that to bed. Oh, is that okay? So Kybell, that test is the INTP, INJT. I have seen that. I have seen that test, but I forgot what I am. I'll have to go. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it real fast because I wrote it down. I didn't know that was the name of it.
Yeah, and when you find it, send it to me. When you get it, send it to me.
Okay, I will. I just have to find it.
A willow.
Yeah, well, but people don't know what that is.
I know, but you know.
But I know what it is, yes. And I bet that this test would show the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Here it is, 16 personalities. This is it right here. Oh, of course I saved the link, but not the results. Really? That's just rude. So I have to retake the test. Okay, I'll retake the test, but I will I'll send you the link, Diane, so that you can do it too. I'll put it in your DMs on Twitter.
Yeah, I definitely want to take the test. So wait a minute. So I got off track a little bit. So Ben said that Pink was the one that called. Where did he get that from? See?
I don't know. He said the name was T. Phillips. I'm just going by his information.
I know, but
he said the name was T. Phillips.
But Pink said she just saw a screenshot of him saying that it was her that called.
Well, I mean, I'm sure because I will, Katja, I will. I took it once already and I thought it was pretty accurate. So I'll share my results for sure. I just don't remember what they were. Okay, Corey, I will. What was I going to say? Hang on. Let me send this real quick to Corey because I can't do two things at once. I have no skills in that area. I'm sure that he's upset that it's his mod that actually did this. I would be bothered by that if I found out that one of our mods was trying to set me up or lie to me or whatever. I'd be bothered by that. So maybe he's now doesn't want to see that, and now he's blaming it on anybody else he could think of. But the evidence speaks for itself. I'm sorry. Those were your words. You looked at the phone and said T. Phillips. They called again. You said T. Phillips. Who's T. Phillips? You said those words, Ben. Those are from you, hon.
That's right.
I mean, we have it all recorded and everything. So I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe watch our stream back and see for yourself.
Yep, I suggest that a lot of people watch the stream back.
Mildly Sunny, she's saying that was a joke. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that part. T. Phillips is Trisha, not Trish.
One of Ben's mods.
That's one of his mods. Trisha, not Trish. And she hates Brian. Judd, I'm aware of that. That is true. But her reaction in the chat to her name being called out there was pretty telling as well. We showed that information earlier in our stream if you want to rewind and look at it. Becky, yeah, somebody was asking me to do that test. And I've done it before. I didn't write my results down, I guess, because I'm dumb. So I'm going to retake the test and I'll share the results with y'all.
They're still saying that Brian St. John called the school. Why say someone if you're not sure? Exactly. That's the
It's
whole
not
point.
right, Red Lotus. That's the whole point of our stream. It's not okay to accuse people of stuff when you have no evidence whatsoever. None. Katja, for me, it's just called the 16 personalities. So that's why I didn't recognize the name. There's a line between joking, trolling, straight up bullshit. I'm sick of people saying, yeah, I'm sick of the whole joking, that it was a joke. No, sometimes it's just a lie. Sometimes you're just lying. Yeah, Jenna, I'll take that test too. But you know what I'm saying, Diane? Like sometimes it's not a joke anymore. Sometimes you're just a liar now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like a joke as good as the next one, but usually they're funny. When no one's laughing at any of your jokes, please stop.
Yeah.
You're not funny.
We don't hate Laura. Hating Laura. First of all, again, this was not about Laura tonight. How she turns every stream of hers into something about her is amazing.
Well, you know, I hate to throw around a word that gets thrown around all the time. But I think we did a stream on that not too long ago. Van Luva! How are you doing, beautiful? Yeah. Somebody's ability to take something that has nothing to do with them and make it completely about them. Huh. Yeah. Sounds familiar. What is that called again? I forget what that's called. Damn it. It's late. Oh, some people in the chat have some ideas. Yeah. I think so. I think you might be right.
I don't
but,
know.
You know, please make no mistake. As triggered as she is, she loves every bit of it. She loves all this attention. She wants us to keep talking about her. I have no desire to speak on her. I don't. If she wants to break the truce or say the truce is broken, fine. I still have no interest in talking about her. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm positive I can give you a 100% positive that tomorrow's stream was not about her. Ladies' night is not going to be about her. None of my streams are going to be about her. This stream is not about her.
No, it's not about her. It's not. But, you know, she thinks it is. And people were talking about her in the chat because she was yelling at them. So they're answering. She's obviously reading the chat. So she yells something at them and then they respond by typing in the chat.
Well, because
so that's what they did. That's how they had their whole conversation. Thank you for not leaving our chat and going over there. Thank you. Thank you for sticking it out.
Because she did say, I am the only channel that could interact with my chat and talk and blah, blah, blah. And I have the best this and I have the best subs. Right. Well, I think we have the best subs. How about that? We have the best subs, the best mods.
I don't think we've blocked a single person in here tonight. I think one person got timed out. Other than that, not a single person in here is needed to be blocked. We're not arguing with anybody. Everybody's in here. They're allowed to say how they feel.
And we're not.
How do you know? How do they know she's talking? Because they're watching her. They're watching her. They hear what she's saying. And they're replying. They're watching us both. They're watching Cash, my love. I hear a lot of people calling themselves funny because they make fun of other people in silly voices. Drives me crazy. Yeah, Cash, that's gross.
Yeah.
That's not funny to me. I don't find that kind of humor funny. Humor at somebody else's expense, to me, that's not a lot. That's not humor.
Or, making digs at the way someone looks. And
yeah, that's
we don't
gross.
do that over here.
We're all old. We're all old and decrepit.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. You know what?
Jenna, I hope that they do. And if they do, please video that for us, please. I'd love to see that. Thank you. Love you, Cash. Beautiful girl.
I can tell you that my cat does not ride on it.
Of course not. Of course not.
No.
And here's how you know. Would Diane ever ride a Roomba? No. So, of course, her cat is not going to ride a Roomba.
Well, why would I ride on one?
Exactly. Why would your cat?
Well, because she's afraid of it. She's afraid of everything. It started raining, and whenever it rains and it's hard rain, she disappears. I hear the little bell from her collar, And I don't even know why she has, why I even put a collar on her, because I knew she was never going to go out. But I love that she has a little bell, because then I can find her. If she didn't have a bell, I wouldn't know where the hell she was. But I hear that bell, and I can hear that I know what she's doing. She's getting low to the ground, and she's looking for a hiding place just from rain. So you
Oh,
think
bless
she's
her
going to
heart.
jump on one of those things? She's afraid of it.
Right.
I've
Her
gotten her
moms were saying
toys that
she was
she's
ugly
afraid
and cutting down her looks. I don't get why that's okay. You're gonna have to take that up with them. I'm saying for me, the things that I talk about, and I'm not saying I've never gone for her looks. I think the very first time I saw her, I said she's looking rough. I don't know. I think on the scheme of things of what we're concerned about, looks are really low. Looks are really low as far as priority goes.
Wait a minute. Who brought up my sister? Who brought up my sister?
I
Excuse
don't
me?
know. I'm not listening to them. I
Ash,
don't
who
know,
brought up
Ash.
my sister?
Oh my
Who
God.
brought up my sister?
I don't know why. That's sad. Remember that she couldn't remember things, then you forgot what you were. Tani. Yeah, that's fine, Tani. No problem.
The truth brought up my sister? For what
Why?
purpose?
Why is she discussing Diane's sister? She's such a piece of shit.
Why are you discussing my sister? Someone tell me. I want to know what they're discussing and why they would be. They don't know my sister. Why would they be discussing my sister? They don't know my sister. Talking about alcoholism? Really? That's all you have, the truth? Talking about my deceased sister?
She's fucking vile, dude. She is a vile hag. I'm sorry. She's just vile.
Are you kidding me?
I'm
You
sorry.
don't know my sister. My sister was the most lovely woman on the face of this earth that ever blessed my fucking life. You bitch. How
Right, Diane.
dare you even talk about my sister?
They want you to be upset, Diane. They want you to be upset. You have to ignore. I know that you don't want to. We'll talk after. I'm so sorry, honey. Fuck them. Fuck them, dude. That's all they have. That's all they have. They're grasping at straws.
Oh my
It's
God.
embarrassing. They are absolute embarrassment.
They
I'm
don't
so sorry.
know my sister. They know
They don't know
nothing.
a damn thing. They don't know what they're talking about ever. They never know what they're talking about. That's just them. That's what they do. They're nasty as hell.
That is so pathetic. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just shocked that she would have the audacity. I don't even know her that way, for her to talk about my sister.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She never knows what she's talking about. This is the woman who said that you don't care about rape. Remember? That's the narrative. That's who she is.
Yep.
She's completely twists words, twists everything to fit her own narrative. That's why that's her name, the narrative. She's disgusting. She's disgusting.
Hi, Vinny. Apparently,
Vinny.
Laura's chat, the narrative decided to talk about my deceased sister. She doesn't know her.
The truth. Her real name is the truth, but we call her the narrative because she never speaks the truth. And she's talking about Diane's sister who passed away. Because why? That's relevant somehow? It's not. It's not relevant at all because they're grasping at straws. They have nothing else to say, nothing else to defend what we've proven tonight again, that they're nothing but a bunch of shady motherfuckers. That's what we've proven again.
Yeah, obviously they're into low blows, but I can't even imagine how my sister could even come up into their conversation. What does my sister, who has not been on this earth, it'll be 4 years, October 1st. What does she have to do with any of this? Okay, let me check Discord.
She's disgusting.
What a
Just
piece of
disgusting.
shit.
Sorry, honey.
What a piece of shit. Okay, let me look at this. They aren't telling Diane the full story about the drunk part. What?
Red Lotus, I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry, Red Lotus.
Hey, Diane.
You mute, Diane. You got to mute, honey.
No, I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
I'll play it. Let's hear the little clip of
Well, she'll strike your channel because she's a petty bitch.
let her.
But then this whole stream goes down. I mean, do what you want. It's your channel. Do what you want. It's okay. Play it. Go ahead.
All right.
You know how you hate people accusing other people of being a drunk? Remember, you pulled this story, Diane, because of your sister. Brian calls me a drunk all the time. But that's
Fuck
okay,
you.
Diane, right? Because it's me.
Fuck you.
So what are we supposed to do? Put Brian over our knee for every time he's pissed all of them off?
Let me just say this.
Like, what the hell? Who
Let
cares?
me just say this. I have many, many times on my platform gone against people who just put out that whole thing. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, calling people drunks. I don't like it. I don't support that. So why are you bringing up my sister? What the fuck does my sister have to do with it? Why did you have to bring my sister up? If he calls you a drunk, I know nothing about that. Why are you calling me out and why are you bringing up my sister?
Because they want us to chastise Brian. I don't know, put him over our knee, put him in a timeout. I don't know what they think we can do to him. They want us to call him out, and they say that we don't call him out because we don't like them, and therefore whatever he does to them doesn't count. And that's not true, because I've talked with Brian and been very clear about where I stand about some of the behavior that he does. And just tonight talked him out of calling your school, Laura. So if I hated you that much and wanted to use him as a weapon, I probably could, right? I probably could get him all gassed up and tell him it's a great idea to call the school and make a damn fool of himself. I probably could if I wanted to, but I don't, because unlike you, I'm a decent fucking human being, not a piece of shit slime.
And trust me, if I had ever heard Brian calling anyone a drunk, I would call him out on it because I don't like that. Because there are people that are alcoholics, and alcoholism is a sickness. It's a sickness. So
Yeah, Brian doesn't say that shit around Diane because he knows how she feels. And he
So
respects
how am I
her. I
supposed
wish
to
that these
know?
assholes would learn a little thing or two about respect.
I mean, I just don't like it. People are suffering from, yes, Cash is
Exactly, Cash.
sober, but she is an alcoholic. So if anyone ever called Cash that, I would be infuriated because alcoholism is a sickness. It's an illness. God.
Agree, Princess. I totally agree. Your sister has nothing to do with anything that goes on
Right.
here. Such a low blow. They're reaching far. Exactly. They just want you to be upset because they're mad that we exposed another shady plot. You know, we exposed another shady plot from that side, air quotes, another shady plot. And they got exposed again. They don't like it. So they're going to come at you with anything that they can think of to come at you. And that's all they have. Throw your sister in your face. Disgusting. Vile bitches. Vile.
Yeah, that was really vile. No, that was definitely not needed. I'm sorry that he calls you that. I've never heard him, but he knows not to use that word around me. So what am I supposed to follow him around YouTube?
Exactly. We're supposed to take their word for it. Why? Because so far they've been the pillar of truth. I don't need to take your word for a damn thing. You guys have been proven over and over to be liars. schemers. That's what you guys do. So no, I'm not taking your word for a damn thing. If Brian does something like that in front of me, I'll tell him to stop. That's all I can do. I'm not his mom. What do you want me to do to him?
It's okay, guys. I appreciate, you saying that you're sorry. It's okay. I'm just infuriated. I'm just infuriated that she would even bring up, how dare she bring up even my sister. I don't even get it. You can't have a panel. You can't even have like an argument or whatever, when I'm not even listening to you without bringing up my sister. It makes no sense to me. It's just, I find it to be so disgusting. So that's what I think about that. My God, whatever. I know, Princess, and I understand why, understand why you are. Listen, I really do say, I don't know how many times I've said it. I hate when people just lash out at people and call them drunks. Ugh. Oh, Vinny. Vinny keeps cards back then.
Vinny, I see you, Vinny. I see you being evil down there.
We see you being evil, but remember the psychiatrist told him that he is just fine.
Okay, then. You're just fine.
He's just fine.
When you get the chance, check the last message on Hangouts. Oh, from Pink. Pink wants you to check your
Okay,
messages on
I
Hangouts.
will, Pink.
I'm new to YouTube, trying to figure out what's going on. I've learned very quickly that Keck is an angry, delusional witch that will do anything for attention. Wow. Baby cakes, you catch on quick. Well, they call that my 4 seasons of all. Yeah, they do, Anne Marie. They do. They call her 4 sheets to the wind and all that. They do. They make fun of her for drinking all the time. I know. They're gross. They're gross, but whatever. I mean, what do we expect, honestly? Do I expect these women to be classy women of integrity? No. I expect them to be trash because that's what they are. These are trashy liars. That's all they are. We've proven it over and over and over.
Yeah, don't call anyone a witch when Jenna's around because I stopped doing that.
Did I say witch?
I don't know.
Oh, Jenna, if I did, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me if I did. I try not to say that. I try to be careful about that.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We used to call one person in particular that word, and we stopped because Jenna said,
it's offensive to her. Yes,
I don't like that.
Right. I'm so sorry if I said that, Jenna. It's probably because I'm trying to avoid saying the word bitch, but I should just say bitch.
See, like when people say to us things like that, I mean, that was just a word that, people use when there's somebody that's like, like Mama Bear, the things that she was doing. But as soon as someone said that's offensive to us, we stopped.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. And if I do, I will say sorry, of course. Of course I will. See, that's the difference. I don't have a problem saying sorry. I really don't. What I will not do is apologize for being a liar because I'm not one. And that's the problem that Laura has. She wants so badly for me to apologize for calling her a bad person, saying that I've lied, which I've never lied about her once. Still haven't.
Uh-oh. The chessboard is loaded. They are in checkmates with no possible move. Have face.
Vinny G. Why do we just love you so much? Opinions are not lies, exactly. And the facts that I've talked about, I've proven. So no, I'm not apologizing for them. I don't need her to be my friend. I would never want her to be my friend. No, Corey, they don't. They don't.
They don't. It's unfortunate. I don't know. Their ears must all be bleeding. I don't know how they do it. But smile and wave. Hi.
Whiskey, how are you?
Whiskey. Smile and wave.
I mean, whatever they have issues with Brian for, those are between them. Y'all can drag Brian. You've been doing it for years. 11 years you've been chasing Brian around, dragging him for filth. What do you need me to weigh in for?
True. The truth admitted in her own life that she was ordered by a court to rehab for alcoholism. So how she can sit there and judge others? Yeah, I don't understand. And if that's, if that's the truth, that she, suffers from alcoholism, I'm sorry. It's a horrible, horrible disease, and it can kill you. So I pray for anybody that's an alcoholic, get help as soon as you can, because it can kill you. I didn't know that it can. Ugh.
Yes, 11 years. 11 years. Her, right? It's 11 years, right? Her and Brian have been going back and forth. Diane?
Yes.
Is it 11 years that her and Brian have been going back and forth?
Something like that, 10 or 11.
Something like that. Some ridiculous double-digit number. Insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
I mean, please, if I'm on here in 10 years arguing with the same person, please someone put me out of my misery.
Yes, please someone take my internet away. I'm still fighting with the same people in 11 years from now. Oh my God. I don't even want to know their names in 11 years from now.
You can't strike less than 5 seconds. Why am I getting is someone saying they're going to strike my channel? Go ahead. She does it all the time.
I don't know what Trisha thinks that she could strike us for. We played Ben's clip and we showed her words in chat. That's it. I don't know what she thinks she could strike us for, but okay. Jenna, that's what I think. It was Ben's words. Ben is the one who told us who the person was. I don't know what she thinks she's going to strike for. Good luck.
Laura has played my live streams before, and I've never given her a strike, ever. Oh, I would fight it. I would definitely fight it. I have no problem fighting it, but go ahead, waste your time. Again, this wasn't about you, Laura, until your friend, Dr. Tooth, Dr. Tooth herself brought up my sister. So if you're okay with that, Laura, you're up here fighting about, someone calling your school, your kid's school, and all this other nonsense, and you have no problem with your friend bringing up my deceased sister. Get out of here. And I'll send that to you in an email, darling.
They have no boundaries, Diane. None. They've proven it over and over. They have no boundaries. Relatives, children, jobs, privacy, addresses, family members. None of it's off limits. Addictions, struggles, doesn't matter. None of it's off limits. They have no boundaries at all. And normally I do not like to engage with people with no boundaries because I've said it many times. When you do that, you lose every time. So I don't like to engage with people like that, which is why I really don't like talking about Laura. We don't need her for views. If she thinks that we need her for views, why are people over here instead of in her stream? She's live. I don't understand that. Why would we need you for views when you're live? If people wanted to go talk about you, they could be in your stream talking about you, but they're not, are they? Ever.
Yeah, she makes no sense. She makes no sense whatsoever. All right. Well, I think we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish here tonight.
I think so too, darling. I think so too. Thank you, guys. Everybody hit the thumbs up on your way out. Please, 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 please. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Cracked another case, Cagney.
Yes, Lacey. We certainly did.
Another case of the True Conspiracies community.
That's right. That's right.
Foiled again. You foiled again, people.
We did do that. And tomorrow night, we're going to just have a Tuesday night chit chat at 9 p.m. And we're going to have an open panel. We're just going to have a little fun. If anyone wants to come up, they're welcome to come up. That's what we're going to do. There'll be no discussions about Laura.
I love open panel. I
Yeah,
love
we'll
open
do
panel.
that. We're going to do that. And there might be some commercials. Yeah.
Ay. All right. That's fine.
Now, see, here's the thing.
I love the commercials, so it's fine.
Well, here's the thing now. I'm doing the commercials mostly now because I know that Wendy hates them. So
I think that's why you do. Yeah, because did you just say because I hate them so? Is that what you just said? Yeah,
yes.
I know. I think that's what you like now.
Yeah.
You like it that I'm bothered by this.
Yeah, I know. But, I have to do it. I have to do it because, I was also put down for that. But over there, they said, they talked about St. Jude again, and they talked about my Amazon store. Well, listen, here's the thing. Laura, okay, I'm going to give you a suggestion.
She goes. You brought it on yourself, Laura.
Okay, I'm going to give you a suggestion. Why don't you take some time if you're, looking for, making some extra money, sign up with some companies to be an affiliate. You do have to go through an application process. If they accept you, then go do it. But don't knock me for actually putting work into it and getting an affiliation with threadUP and with Amazon. What are you going to knock me about that for? I don't even understand.
What don't you understand about the fact that she's a petty bitch? What don't you get about that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like amazed because you're going after something stupid. That's what
that gives money to children with cancer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean,
she's making fun of her. She's mocking that, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. She's petty. Petty.
I mean, if you want, really, go put some work into your channel. Become an affiliate. That's what YouTubers do that are building
build your empire, girl. Build your empire.
And maybe one day even someone will sponsor you. I highly doubt it, but you can't sponsor somebody who every other word out of their mouth is the F word. They just don't want that. But I, on the other hand, am not here to build an empire.
Correct.
This is not my empire. I don't have an empire.
Right. We're here for very different reasons. We've said that many times.
Yeah. And, I'm not going to keep going over it and going over it.
Yeah.
The last thing I saw before I left for the weekend, or heard rather, was, a low blow on my, Amazon store in St. Jude again. Why?
She's bitter that she didn't think of it first. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. She's just mad that she didn't think of it first.
I know.
That's all it is. She's petty.
I know.
Petty. That's it.
I know. Oh, my. Is 180 in here? I keep seeing at 180, but I didn't see it.
I don't know. I see. Hello, 180, if you're here. You're just in time. We're hanging up.
Yeah, hello, 180.
You're late. You're late to class, 180.
That's right, you're late.
I hope you have a tardy slip.
Okay, so we will be here tomorrow night, or tonight, actually, at this point. We'll be here tonight at 9 o'clock. It's already up. I already put the event up. This was just, like I said, a spur of the moment.
Open panel, y'all. Open panel. Don't forget. Come with your grievances. There's 180. Come and air your grievances.
Yeah, air your grievances. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. As long as it's not sex. We can't do sex education again because Wendy will be here and she doesn't like that stuff,
I sound like such a prude.
Well, no, Wendy's not a prude. She just doesn't like talking about it.
I like sex. I do.
Of course she does.
I do like sex.
But she just doesn't like to talk about it openly.
I'm not going to talk about it on a public platform. I just can't. I draw the line.
I know, Kenko. I know.
Yeah, Kenko. I think you're right. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad somebody has my back.
That's right.
That's right, Jenna.
So intercourse isn't a topic for the proper ladies.
I love how she calls it intercourse. She's going to say
Intercourse.
coitus next. Coitus. Coitus isn't a topic for public conversation.
Intercourse. You know, there's a place in Pennsylvania called Intercourse.
I think I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah, Intercourse, Pennsylvania. I think there's also a place called Blue Balls, Pennsylvania.
Yes, I think I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Some weird names in Pennsylvania. I guess they were bored when they were thinking
Bunch of horny old men naming that place.
Yeah, I know. It could have been George Washington, you know, riding through said, we'll call this Intercourse. Love
Thank
love
you, Red.
all. Thank you, Diane and Wendy. We appreciate you always. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you.
Very much appreciate you guys. You have no idea. You guys are awesome. Oh my God, Jenna, goodbye.
Oh my God. Okay, now we're going to come up
Killed
with
me.
more words.
I'm
Hold
leaving.
on.
Thank you, K Smalls.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, hon. Thank you. All right, everybody. Good night.
All
See
right,
you all
everyone.
tomorrow night.
Well, tonight. It's
Later
actually tonight. So
Not for me, but yeah.
yeah, for Wendy, it's tomorrow night. For us, for most of us, it's tonight. If you're on the West Coast, it's tomorrow.
Yes.
But we'll see you. We'll be here.
We'll be here. Love you guys. Good night, everybody.
Love you all. See you.
Bye.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Bye.
Bye.